Okay, let's see if it goes. All right, there we go. It says we're live, but at the same time, it says we're offline.
Refresh it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, there we are. Okay.
Oh. Hey, there it goes.
About time.
Sweet.
Let's see. Wait for some people to hop into this mode.
Sick.
I'll turn on the volume so we can hear what we sound like. Let's see. Wait for some people to hop into this mode.
Sick.
I'll turn on. Doesn't sound the mic's too loud. We sound like. Let's see. Wait for some. Turn that off.
Should I plug some like headphones in here and see what the stream sounds like through those?
We can. I'll probably just pull up on my phone real quick. We can do a quick sound test. If you want to rather do that,
I don't know. Which one do you think would be better? Like, they're like Apple earbuds or.
You could do that. Like, just set them right here where the mic's facing us. I don't know why it's showing the old title.
Oh, what's your new title?
Just Rush Hours Live. Oh, that's the old one. I can just delete that in a second. No, it's showing that one. Okay, so this is what we're at right now. Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah.
You didn't say
Gazo.
that. So go ahead and post out that we are streaming. Boom. Oh yeah. Not a single viewer yet.
All right, Jordan, question. S197 50 or S150 50?
You gotta hit me right off the bat with that one. I feel like the S197 looks better. I prefer the S197 looks, but the S150 is awesome too.
I was looking at Nemesis car.
Nemesis car I would rather have than an S197.
You think?
It's my favorite S550.
What if it's like your ideal build of an S197 or say Nemesis car?
Because Nemesis car is pretty cool.
I was about to say it doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah, when it comes to S550s, Nemesis kind of has it right now.
I mean, the roof rat's not my taste, but I'd take that off. But
The rest of the car is like on par.
oh, the rest of it.
Is that your favorite Mustang?
Or on Instagram, I think so.
Yeah.
I like his white supercharger too.
Yeah.
That's pretty nifty.
You can buy them coated like that. Hey, we got a viewer. So pretty much, we had to do this like really jank setup on the live stream tonight because YouTube decided to change their settings for mobile live streaming. I was going to use my cellular device. I brought the tripod and everything because I didn't know that they had changed those settings yet. So unfortunately, I had to find out the hard way that they changed the settings where you have to have 1,000 subscribers to do mobile live streaming now, which is ridiculous because what's the difference between live streaming on a desktop and live streaming on a mobile device?
I don't know. Are they like saving money in their servers?
Maybe.
Of people not, I mean,
the same reason maybe
because they probably have like a lot of like, I don't know, really like small streams, even like smaller than yours, that maybe get one viewer a night, and they're like, they can't stream on YouTube anymore.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's thousands of live streamers on YouTube that are like gaming based, like Fortnite or something, that only get like a couple views.
Yeah.
And they just got ruined by those.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So, y'all can thank YouTube. We had to really improvise for this one. We had to we took Hayden's laptop and hooked it up. We have his TV behind us as a second monitor. That's where the chat is. So if you guys start talking in the chat, we can see it there. I was like looking down then trying to find for a chat. I was like, I forgot we popped it out and put it on Hayden's TV, so we can actually see the chat on there. But yeah, so we're just doing this little live stream tonight because someone asked me if we were going to do a live stream this weekend. I was like, yeah, I might do one tomorrow night. This was yesterday. We really don't know what we're talking about. We're just going to talk about random stuff, like a lot of stuff.
Cars?
Yeah, just cars in general. That's what we do best, right?
That's what we talk about usually, so.
And So I kind of made my final decision on what I'm going to buy for this little project car. And I'm going to say it now because this stream probably won't go public, and there's only one of you guys watching. So we're shooting for a EG hatch, like EG coupe, or EJ coupe, EG hatch kind of deal. So yeah, we're going Honda. So he pretty much talked me into it. He's our resident Honda guy here on Roast Tires. So
Yeah, all these Mazda people.
yeah.
God,
So-
ganging up on us.
So
I need another Honda in the group so we can have them outnumbered. 3-2.
3-2, yeah, because Brandon's Honda too.
Yep.
So pretty much.
So glad he got an Integra.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So pretty much, why are we saying this too now? So Marshall has his Speed 3. We hung out with him earlier today. Michael also just bought a Speed 3. So now there's 2 Speed 3s in the group that are both red.
Yeah.
That are both, well, no, Michael's is the 08.5.
8.5.
And, huh?
Is it Marshall's too?
No, Marshall's is an 07.
Oh, it's an 07? Okay.
So they're both sports. They're both red. It's obvious you can tell the difference between the two cars, and especially the clutches, because Michael wouldn't stall his car, but he almost stalled Marshall's car.
Yeah.
And Marshall said to himself, the clutches feel really different between the two.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. And Michael's not used to manual yet,
Yeah,
which is understandable. He's had it like an hour.
a couple hours. Yeah,
At the time we talked to him.
we knew he was gonna go look at the car. He told us at Boosted Friday night. He was like, "Yeah, I'm looking at a Speed 3. It's red. It's stock." And we saw a white one at the Classic Show today because that's where we saw the car for the first time. And I was like, "Oh, that must be it." No, it was belonged to someone else. And then I remembered Michael said it was a stock Speed 3, and he was like, I was remembering he was talking to Marshall. I was like, "Yeah, it was the same color as this one and everything." So it turns out, about 5 minutes after me saying that, there's a red Speed 3 pulling into the show. I'm like, I only know one person that'd be driving. There's a red Speed 3 that was stock through the Classic Car Show. Turns out we were right. Michael bought the car. So it's really clean.
Oh, it's a nice car.
It's really clean. And this is for, I mean, he's really broken his own boundary set he has himself. He's usually domestic, automatic only.
I'm so happy he got a turbo 4 cylinders.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Good stuff, Michael. It's the good stuff.
It's literally the polar opposite of the Charger.
It's
Think about it.
It's so cool. Like, he has each end of the spectrum now.
He's got muscle car and import. Now, he has no excuse to not go to Import Alliance next year. He has
he's
no
going.
excuse.
He's going.
He has
I'll be
no
pissed
excuse.
if you don't go. That's bullshit.
And it has to be the Mazda. Like the Charger, the Charger could go, but the Mazda would fit in better.
You can park in the front.
Yeah, you could park in the front with the Mazda. So
you probably get in the show.
Yeah,
Like, oh yeah.
because I've heard
Sweet.
and I've seen it at Import Alliance. If we drive a domestic car there, they kick you to the back. So
You saw it.
yeah, I mean we saw the sport track move. The sport track that was there this year got moved back farther and farther the more the show went on. I noticed.
Mm-hmm. They banished Michael and the Doors.
Yeah, they did. They put Kaysen went with them. So I was about to say they will Kaysen too, but I forgot. Yeah, Kaysen just followed him in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Kasem could have parked like front.
Yeah, Kaysen could park up
Obviously.
front, but they kicked Michael to the back, and Kaysen wasn't going to let him do that. So
I don't know if they were that stingy this year.
now they did. They seemed a little bit like less strict this year than they were
Yeah.
last year.
But last year they were like brutal.
Mm-hmm. This year was just a line.
Yeah, I was looking for David's Mustang. I couldn't find it.
Yeah, I don't think he drove this year.
I was looking for last year.
Oh, last year. Yeah,
Because he got kicked out. Like he moved like 18 times.
yeah. I saw it when he was still at the front.
Yeah.
I got it on video.
They never made me move the Durango. It was like middle of the show.
I think they don't care about the trucks, like the stock trucks. They're just like, oh yeah, they're just doing grills. That's what they think.
Yeah.
I think it's not what everyone does. But yeah, I'm hoping that I can get my car ready for next year. That's my goal, is to get a car by Import Alliance next year. So guess I look forward to that because it's going to start off cheap. I mean, I'm saving up probably about $1,500, $2,000. I was gonna save up $5,000, and I was gonna try to shoot for a 2-valve or a Corvette or like a C4 Corvette. But the more I thought about it, the more insurance is going to eat me alive. So I was like, it'd be in my better interest to just get an import. I've wanted an import for a few years now, and something that's front wheel drive, because rear wheel drive cars are a lot more fun and are just cooler all around. But that's also going to hike the insurance up as well. And I'm not looking at Miatas.
You got to be doing it on budget.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tight budget build. So I need to make sure everything's in place good. And a Civic just seems to match every criteria I have. It has to be old enough to not need emissions. It wasn't like necessarily my biggest thing. Like I could get a car that could get emissions needed still, like a Mustang or a Corvette. Most C4s don't need it anymore, except for like 96s and stuff like that. Two valves, of course, would need it because they're just a little too new. But I was really looking for a car that didn't need emissions because that's $20 I save every year from having to take it to an emissions station. A car that'd be cheap to start, and Civics are $1,000 for a decent one. Like you could pay a couple $100 and go when it's not running, which I don't want to do. I want the car to be drivable in the box. I want it to be something I can drive home from buying it and use it to learn and not have to worry about it blowing up like on the drive home. I do not want a repeat of the truck experience. When we bought my truck, it had a check engine light in the moment when he handed us the title. So try not to repeat that.
All my cars get check engine lights the second day I owned it.
That's right. The Mustang did it. Like, didn't the Mustang do it on the way home?
Yeah. No, it was the next day. I walked out and I cranked it up. I didn't, we went and drove it around the parking lot, and it might have came on then because I wasn't paying attention because I was trying to learn how to drive stick shift. But I drove it home, then I went out there the next day because I was just going to go by myself. I had an hour or two practice. I was like, oh, I got it now. I'll stall, I'll be all right. So I take it out, and I crank it up, check engine light, and I was like, oh.
Really?
So my first trip was to AutoZone. Just go get that code scan.
Wasn't that your misfire?
O2 sensors.
It was O2 sensor.
And then I went back and scanned it, and then it had horrible misfire, all 6 cylinders.
Yeah, he had the same random misfire my truck had for a little while, except it was on a whole new scale of violent.
It sounded cammed.
Yeah, I wish it's funny because back then he lived literally up the road from me.
Mm-hmm. You lived on Baker's Bridge at that time, didn't you?
Yeah, I lived literally on the same street as you.
Yeah.
At the time, so.
I guess I just shouted out.
Not anymore. I live there now.
Me neither.
Neither of us live on that road anymore. But back then, he lived right down the street from me, and I never saw that green Mustang.
I don't know how you didn't, because I drove that thing everywhere.
I guess as most of the time
I don't know how you didn't see it. I was at that Kroger all the time, in that Sunoco all the time.
I guess I was just never out when you were.
I guess not.
I was
mostly out at night.
Yeah, I never was out at night.
And only on weekends was when I was out during the day, because obviously I worked 5 days a week, and I didn't go off till 4, and it was an hour drive home, so it would be 5.
Yeah.
And it'd be at the gas station.
Yeah.
Washing it or whatever.
Yeah, I was usually home by then. The only times I was ever out past 5 o'clock was when I was taking my girlfriend at the time home. Mm-hmm. Because she always liked to go home around 7. So
you never been one to go out and cruise though.
Huh?
I've noticed. You're not a person that really goes out and cruises for fun. I do it all the time.
I want to. It's just I'm so afraid of just wasting gas. Mike, I don't know. I'm always afraid of
It's worth I don't know. It's worth the investment because it's just I love driving.
I guess it's just
I love driving my car.
Yeah, I guess it's just the truck hasn't given me that level of fun yet.
Yeah, I understand. I get it. I don't go crave to go drive the Ranger ever.
Yeah, I mean you do it just
but
because
I just
it's daily.
Yeah,
and it's not as hard.
Cold AC and it's comfy.
Yeah, and
compared to the Honda, Jesus.
Honestly, the truck isn't fun. My truck is still got it's still got its pluses. I mean, it has a good bit of torque and it just punches you in the stomach whenever you punch it.
But you're also I understand having an older motor. You don't really want to punch it all the time. That's what I do in the Honda.
Yeah.
I don't. Every time I take it out, I don't full rip.
Yeah.
Maybe every other time.
Yeah, he's the most tame driver I know. Some days he'll rip on it, and you really only do a couple pulls whenever you do rip on it.
I don't ever go full ham.
I'm not trying to call Kaysen out here badly, but I'm saying when I ride with Kaysen, 9 times out of 10 there is at least 6 or 7 pulls on the ride.
Really?
And I'm not calling him out saying that's a bad thing and he's being stupid. I'm saying that's just how he drives.
Yeah.
And so when I met him and started riding with him, I expected the same. You did it with Genesis a little bit. You did it with the Genesis.
I did a lot more pulls in the gym.
But after you got the S2000, I was like, man, he's really tame all of a sudden. And I was
you didn't kind of know why.
Yeah, the mileage on the motor, and that seal, little seal it's got, is going bad. Pretty much. Once Hayden gets all those parts ready, we're going to have a whole series on the S2000 getting it back up to top shape.
Oh, yeah. We're going to be working on that car all the time.
Because we haven't even talked about the body.
Yeah. I mean, I got a dent on my passenger fender.
Thanks to someone who's upstairs right now.
Some chair sale on it. And I can go get it for free, basically.
Yeah, we got a guy from the body shop that repaired the truck after I got rear-ended. I boosted on Friday night. He was like, yeah, we can take it in for free and fix it and all that stuff, and all you gotta do is pay for paint. So that's on the plans in the future.
I'll probably probably actually just get it painted there. Just get it the silver. Cause I don't know how long it's gonna take me to like prep for paint.
Yeah.
I might see if they can just do the bumper too.
Yeah. Oh, put your other bumper on?
Yeah, spray it.
I could think
I just thought about that.
well, if we weren't planning on Ubering Monday,
Yeah.
I was gonna say we could do that Monday. Just like I don't know if you could get the bumper in the Honda. So I was thinking you could drive the car there, and if you needed me to, I'll just follow in the Ranger.
I usually take Tuesdays off.
Okay, yeah, we can do that.
I'll do it on Tuesday.
And with my brother and sister, or my brother gone in Boston right now, he isn't practice. So pretty much this week I'm gonna have to myself. I don't have anything to do this week, minus Friday, because that's when I go to school to do more registration and all that. So yeah, we're gonna do some S2000 stuff this week. It's gonna be it's finally time to get it back on the channel. I know some of you guys have missed that car. It's kind of a fan favorite, I've noticed. So we're gonna have that car back on here full time. Not only full time, but we're gonna have it on a lot more than it's been the last couple of months.
It's definitely getting a couple mods here soon.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to see the car because
I got it. I got you now.
Yeah, it's gonna be
my cheapness is like, oh, money.
And now it's like, oh, it's killing me.
Yeah.
I'm the same way right now because I was so close to buying a graphics card for my Mac, but then this whole deal about getting a second car came up, and I was like, gosh, I can't do it now. Because I want to save for that, and I want to get, all the money I can to get that car. And pretty much, if I'm saving up only about $1,700, I'm halfway there. So it shouldn't be terribly much longer until I can get that car. I had a timeline set, but if I can get it early, I'm going to get it early. Because, why not? There's a couple things I got to take care of on the home side, because the problem is at my house is we don't have a building to store our lawnmowers. So we have a 3-car garage in my house. So the third car spot is taken up by lawnmowers and wheelbarrows and all sorts of yard equipment. So we haven't been able to use that third car spot. So in the process, the Kia and the truck have been outside this entire time. And due to that, my parents are like, well, we can't afford to have a third car in the driveway that's not your sister's car. My sister gets her driver's license, or not my driver's license, or not driver's license, learners this year. So that's been the problem, me not getting a project car this long. I've wanted a project car for the last 3 years, but at my old house we literally didn't have space. We barely had space for 3 cars in my old house. You guys remember? My truck was parked in the mud half the time at that house.
Did you love it?
Couldn't stand it, especially when it rained and I had to get in it.
Yeah, you get all soggy feet.
I'd get soggy feet
and just get it nasty and wet in there. And every time you press brake, it would squeak.
Yeah. My favorite was that anytime that would happen, you could always tell because I'd come to school the next day, my back fenders would be covered in mud. Because my tires were so bald in the back with my stalkers.
It would just spin it.
It would just spin it. I get that. That's how I got stuck one time. I got stuck in the mud in the driveway once. And my dad had to wedge wood underneath the rear tires to get it back out. Because what happened is I pulled in, and it had just rained, and I pulled into the mud to back into my spot because my dad and I traded places for a minute. Mm-hmm. I pulled a little bit too far. And it was, like I said, it just rained. So I popped it in reverse, and I just dug a hole by accident. What's annoying?
Your back tires were in the mud?
One of them was.
And it dug the hole right there?
Yeah. The right tire was on tarmac. But because of that dang open diff, it just dug itself a hole. It's for some reason I'm going to send all the power to that rear left wheel. Because I got out and I was like, really? Because the right tire was on tarmac. The entire thing, the entire contact patch was on the road. Yeah. I was like, you got to be joking. So my dad got home that day, backed it back out. It was good to go. I stopped doing that though. After that, I was super careful when I'd back up like that. Mm-hmm. And but yeah. Anyway, at my current house, due to that, if we got a third car for my sister, it'd park by the Mustang, where the Mustang's in the garage. And the problem is, if I got a new car and didn't clear out that spot in the garage, my car would go there, my sister's car would go in front of it, and then the Mustang would be blocked in all the time. So my dad would leave to go to work, we'd have to get one of the cars moved. So he'd have to wake us up at 5 a.m. every morning to get the cars moved.
That is just a thing you do not want to mess with.
I don't want to have him mad at me the first thing in the morning, and I don't want to get up at 5 in the morning just to go move my car. Yeah. So
I fucked up yesterday. I left my car parked. I left the truck parked in my mom's spot. So she couldn't get out of the driveway because I pulled the S2K in.
Oh yeah.
And didn't move the truck back. She came up this morning. She was pissed. I had to get up at 7 and my day off and move the truck, and I've been up ever since.
You're like me. Once you get up, you can't go back to sleep.
Well, today it was like that for some reason.
Oh, yeah. So the plan is, I'm going to talk to my parents. I'm gonna save a little bit of money, a little bit extra. That's I'm thinking like 2 to maybe 2,300, and I'm gonna buy the building. I'm gonna buy a building, and on our neighborhood has the dumbest HOA ever. We can't have weeds at all in the yard, or we get fined. Our house has to be painted, or we get fined. Your roof has to be in literally 100% immaculate condition, or you get fined. Your bushes can't be too tall, you get fined.
Okay, yeah, we get it. They're bad.
Yeah, you can't have oil spots in your driveway either.
What do you have to do to the building, though?
So, okay, Hayden brought this up. I forgot about that. You have to paint the building to match the house. That is the dumbest rule I think I've ever heard. It's why I hate HOAs. So, I have to buy the building. Well, I'm going to offer to buy the building because I feel like that could be a little bit of extra push to keep the car at the house. Because my only other option is to keep it at the house until my sister gets a car, and then I have to put it in storage somewhere. Yeah. And I don't want to do that because that's expensive. Because I would want indoor parking. Like, I could do outdoor parking, but I prefer indoor, so I could keep like a set of tires with it if I needed to. You know, just a couple little things.
I mean, you can upgrade when you get them.
Yeah.
But you can just pay for a spot for a little while.
Yeah.
And just keep one of the cars parked there.
Yeah.
Because you'll probably end up living on campus anyway, so maybe one of the cars can just stay there while the other one's at campus.
Yeah. And my plan was if I do that, I'll just alternate. One car will stay there a week, and then I'll come and grab it, then like when I come back, and then swap it. Yeah. So I'll drive the new car one week.
You could park it in the on the side street for a weekend. You're not gonna be too butthurt.
My neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you got like plenty of yard out there. You can park wherever the fuck you want.
Yeah, I can park.
It'll be fine for a weekend.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
That's what we could do. That's another thing I could talk to them about. Since one car will be on campus all the time, I can just park the other in where the truck sits, and then come back, park one on the street for the weekend, and then swap them out when I leave to go to school.
You'll usually be driving one around on the weekend.
Yeah.
It'll should usually be one car there. Only time it'll be is when, on the weekend when you're asleep at like 11 a.m.
Yeah.
That's when they'll just be there. But your dad doesn't go to work on the weekends.
Yeah.
Usually.
I hate being asleep at 11 a.m. I feel like I waste my day when I get up at 11.
Yeah, I get up at 7. Today is dragged on.
Yeah, I bet. It's like me when I get up at 8. It's like, help. My sleep schedule got knocked off so bad because I was talking to a girl and she would stay up till 3 a.m. every night with me. And I was like, I was like in my head, like, please kill me. I want to go to sleep at 3 a.m. And she's like, why do I like just chat? And I'm like, I want to go to sleep. But I'm too nice. I can't, like, be like, oh, I want to go to bed. I can't be mean like that. So it's like, it's just not in my nature. So I was like, all right, well, I'm just going to go to sleep. So I would stay up till 3, and it's jacked up my sleep schedule because now I can't go to sleep before 3. I just can't. And it's annoying.
We should probably talk about cars.
Yeah, we should. So yeah, that's the plan. I'm gonna offer to buy a building. I'm gonna offer to paint it. And that way we can get the stuff moved out of the garage, and I can park my new car in the garage. And that way, if I ever need to get it, I can move my truck and move the Kia, get my car out.
Yeah, because, I don't know. I feel like you'll be driving your truck more.
Yeah.
Especially when when you first get it. Like, just seeing, I don't know. Maybe it runs fine. You'll be driving it more, and you can park the truck in there for a little while.
Yeah.
Just because it's just, I don't know.
And thank goodness.
Trying something new. I bet you're craving it.
Yeah.
Driving the same car for how long? 3 years?
3 years now.
Oh, yeah. Like, after a year, I crave a new car for some reason. It's
yeah.
Bad, dude.
I think that's the case when they keep you a little while.
I don't know. We'll see.
Because you've got ideas. Yeah, you've got other ideas.
We'll see.
We'll see if it just falls in love hard for it in the next couple of months.
When I do all this stuff I'm talking about doing right now, which I think I'm going to do, we'll see.
We'll see how that happens. We'll see. But if not, we might have a new muscle car in the channel. So not going to reveal much more than that if it happens. But yeah, that's the plan. And the 2 viewers are going to be the only people to know that I'm looking at a Honda. So yeah. So I'm excited because it meets all the criteria. So cheap to start, cheap on insurance, good aftermarket. Because the one I'm looking at is a 95 SI in particular. I doubt it's going to be there when I have the money.
I doubt it.
Because it's a good price. It's $1,200. And the interior is spotless. The only problem it has is the paint. The clear coat's destroyed. So, That's the only problem with it, really. And I plan on having Michael wrap the car anyway. And I'm gonna probably, you know, Rose Tires is kind of like it's kind of synonymous with blue now because of the truck. So I might do a like a blue wrap on the car. I'm thinking I'll keep my eye open for other colors. Like I want to do orange, I want to do blue, I want to do black because the car's red. We'll have a lot of red cars for a little while with 2 red Mazda Speeds and the red Civic.
I guess my car will stay in silver for a little while.
Because weren't you wanting to do red? Oh,
No.
and Brandon's car.
Brandon's going red.
So we're gonna have a lot of red cars. Like
Sheesh.
if he gets his wrap before I get my car, that's gonna be a whole fleet of red cars.
He's supposedly wrapping it this weekend. Next weekend when he gets back.
Ooh, oh,
No,
ooh.
they're either wrapping it or doing body work. I think they're wrapping the hood or the wing or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
they're getting like a practice run in.
Yeah.
And that's another car I want to bring back to the channel eventually. I know Brandon's been really busy lately, so we've been trying to. We want to set something up with him, but like I said, he's just been really busy lately. So.
I was planning on wrapping something.
Ooh. Oh, Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be a good video.
And rewrapping, something else.
Oh, the thing. We're trying to be really cryptic while also trying to get each other. It's funny. Man. And Hayden's got some cool color ideas for the Honda too, for his Honda.
Yeah, when I should get painted differently, which will be a little while.
Yeah.
If I do all this.
Yeah.
Do it on the cheap for a little while.
But it's going to be a lot better because all of you guys have, if you guys know us in person, like our personal lives, and you've seen us at events, you'll know what the car looks like right now. You have done something to it recently, though. I haven't even really chronicled on the videos yet.
What did I do? Oh.
The little side boys.
Oh, yeah.
Hayden pretty much, a lot of the S2000s came with little side badges. His, for some reason, didn't have them.
Yeah, some asshole debadged it. I
Yeah.
don't know why. And then he put the JDM badge on the back.
Yeah, which I like the JDM badge.
I like the JDM badge. It's okay, I guess. But
You need to get it on the front to match.
yeah, that's what bugs me.
Because it's got the normal S2000 badge on the front.
Yeah. When I get the new bumper, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, what?
What? Getting another one? They know about your old one. The one you've had. The one that lived that you've had for ages. They know about it. We did a video on it. Are you going to go wide body or something? Usually makes that face when he's messing with me. So, the last time he made that face, he told me he had airlift suspension for it.
I did.
For a truck.
No, for trailer.
Trailer.
S2000 can be a trailer.
Oh, you're going to do like those guys that chop the back off of it and turn it into a trailer?
Yeah, have you seen the guy who has a Miata that tows him like a Miata trailer that's just like a half chop with just a trunk?
There's guys in the sport track community that buy like ret trucks and chop the beds off them and turn them into trailers. So it looks so funny seeing the short bed pulling another short bed. that always gets me a good laugh. Yeah, we're gonna have the S2000 on the channel a lot more, which is exciting. We've been wanting to put the car back on the channel for a while now. We've had video plans, and then we were like, maybe we should wait. So this week it looks like it's finally gonna be making its comeback, and I'm pretty excited. I know he's probably excited too. And the car is gonna be looking pristine, and it's gonna be back to its old self. All we got to do really is just take care of some little things on the motor side, and it's going to look better too. So I can't wait for you guys to see the car. And I'm curious to see what Michael does with the speed, though.
Yeah, I hope he does. He's going to do some mods, right?
I think he said he's going to do a couple. I don't think he was going to go overboard with it.
Yeah, I don't expect him to go overboard.
Because it's
no
daily.
switching out turbos or none of that. But like,
yeah, unless
I wonder if he's going to do an exhaust for a daily.
Yeah, we're curious. Because it sounds pretty good right now as it sits. It's pretty quiet.
It's bassy.
It's very bassy, which is interesting for a little 4-cylinder.
Maybe get a little downpipe action.
Yeah. I don't know if you can do catless, though, because he's probably
Can you keep cats and do it out? I don't know. I've never had a turbo car.
Marshall said he's got a fake cat. Like his is like gutted out, but it's still there. So if you, like when they stick the mirror underneath it, it looks like it has one.
My car doesn't look like it has one.
Yeah,
it's just a pipe.
I mean, yours is legalities.
That's a whole different story.
Legalities.
Oh no, it's legal for my car.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, living here and the car not,
It's registered here.
registered in the state. But yeah, thank goodness the car I'm looking at, it's a 95, so I think 95 is 25, so we don't need emissions on that car. Let me make sure. If it does, it probably needs it a couple years, which is fine. Mm-hmm. Let's see, 1995 minus 2019. Dang it, next year. Next year. So, well, if I buy it after August, I won't ever have to do emissions on it because because it'll be titled in my name.
Mm-hmm.
So they'd have to get emissions done in August, which since it's 24 right now. If I save up and I purposely wait till September, I'll buy the car. It'll be titled in my name. It'll be tagged for next August, but won't need to get emissions done.
Yeah.
I think I know what I should do. I probably that might be the timeline I have the money to. I think.
September.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. Because with how fast I got this first half saved up, I feel like I could probably. It might take a little bit longer, but I'll be able to get it up there.
Especially if you get repaid.
Huh?
Yeah, especially if you get repaid.
Yeah. So, I'm pretty excited. It's gonna be awesome. Can't wait to see. Can't wait to introduce the new car. Hopefully the car I'm looking at stays up for a couple months, because I've seen a few cars on there, a few Hondas that have stayed on there for several months. Michael's wanting me to get a hatch, and that's the problem. Is the hatches go so fast.
Yeah, hatches. They're still so desirable.
Yeah, theoretically, I'd love to buy
Especially
Andrew's.
a clean one.
Yeah, I'd love to buy Andrew's hatch.
Andrew has a nice hatch.
And his is immaculate. I'd love to buy his. I don't know how much he's
I know he
selling
said
it for.
he just got it running. I don't know what was wrong with it. But...
Yeah, had a ball joint or something like that. Had some suspension issues he got dealt with.
Oh, okay.
To my knowledge, it runs pretty strong.
Yeah, that's like good paint too.
Yeah, Andrew's hatch is like really clean. So
I couldn't see it at night. It might have spots, but
yeah,
at night I couldn't see anything. It was like show paint.
Yeah, like it's. I know it's the paint's not 100%, but I know it's pretty good. Josh sent me. Oh yeah, he's talking about getting tunes with the Cadillac. Hopefully we'll see Josh here soon. He's coming up from Florida.
Is he driving the Cadillac?
He's riding his bike.
Oh really?
He's riding his new 250 that he just bought. So we'll get to see his bike. He's gotten back into bikes because the Cadillac's kind of discouraged him.
Really?
Because
cars?
It's been a pain in the balls for him.
Yeah, I can see it.
He's had a really hard time getting it running right. So, and his tuner is he was just messaging me about it. He emailed his tuner on May 8th and hasn't heard back from him.
Awesome.
That's what, a little over a month?
Yeah.
Almost 2 months. So, that's outrageous to me.
I mean, that's why I kind of stay away from obscure builds.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool. It's a cool little Cadillac. I mean, from what it sounds like, it rips.
Yeah.
But it's proven to be a bit difficult, so it's discouraged him a little bit. He's got a cammed Cadillac CTS4, so it's not a V or anything. It's just all-wheel drive V6.
With cams.
With cams.
Or cams.
Cams.
Oh, okay.
It's a dual overhead cam motor.
What's big stock? Like 300?
I think it's like 260, 270. It's like just below. It's like around Pentastar power, but it's more. It makes more. It's better for building than a Pentastar. So, yeah. But yeah. So, I was gonna talk some about one of the new cars. I forgot. Oh, have you seen the new Bronco? There have been images getting leaked of the the test mules for the new Bronco.
Oh God!
Try to pull it up.
Is it gonna just be like a crossover?
No, it's like an F-150, but they just made the bed like tiny.
Really?
I'll pull it up here in a second.
So it looks like a sports
It's 2 doors. There's lots of different ones.
It's 2 doors.
Yeah, there's a 2-door and a 4-door version. There's a lot of like a lot of people who think it's like the Ranger, which that would make sense because it's supposed to be a 2-door SUV. It's supposedly going to be a 2-door and a 4-door. There it is.
Interesting.
So
it's like basically an F-150.
It's just like the old ones were. Remember the old ones were F-150s that they put. It was just like an F-150, just smaller.
Yeah, it's just weird seeing it in modern times.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting because if by that logic, it's going to have a Coyote in it.
Huh. They might be like pretty cool. You might see some ripping.
Oh yeah,
soon.
It's like the trucks.
What if
right
they give
now.
them the 10 speeds?
I wouldn't be shocked.
Oh jeez. You think they'll give a stick option?
There have been rumors of a 7-speed manual on it.
That'd be kind of cool.
Imagine that, it'd be like a big Mustang at that point. If you get the Coyote with the manual.
Mustang. I'm sure they would make the shifter good too.
Oh yeah.
They'd put it up here. They'd figure out a way.
I'm really shocked they haven't done a manual F-150.
Have you seen
yet.
the stick shift in the SRT10? It's actually like a car shifter.
Yeah, it's very aggressive. It's like long. It's got a long arm, but it's like tight like a car shifter. Because most trucks I've seen, they have ridiculous manual shifters. Like it's like, oh, first, oh, you're second,
yeah,
you're
like
third. You know,
F-350 manual.
Yeah,
from the early 2000s.
My friend Ethan had his S10, and his was like that. His truck, he had a 5-speed 4.3 truck, so it was like first, second, locked out in third.
Oh,
That I never told that story. Ethan doesn't watch the videos anymore, unfortunately. But if he was, he'd probably be in the chat right now. He his S10 he bought. We traded it for a 4-wheeler, so I'll give you any idea of the quality of the vehicle. So he gets it home, and his parents are like, "Oh, you can't drive. You know how to drive stick yet." He calls me one day. He's like, "Hold on, my parents are home. Come on, come over. Let's hop in the truck. Let's go for a rip." So I'm like, "Okay, sure, why not?" So I drive to his house. I parked in his yard because that's where he always had me park, next to his Silverado he had. So I hop in the S10. He backs it out of his driveway.
Is it Silverado and an S10?
The Silverado was his first truck. It was a '99 Silverado Classic, so it had the old body style.
He had 2 trucks at like 17.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell?
And the only one was just because he traded the 4-wheeler. His family, they had a Hummer H3 Alpha too. That was like his mom's daily driver was an H3 Alpha, and his dad has a Laramie Cummins now.
Okay.
He had a pretty loaded Duramax back then too. It was an older one. It was like a 2002. But they had a camper. They had their house was like it was a small house, but you could definitely tell they spent their money on their fun toys.
Oh yeah,
Their house,
like some people do.
Yeah,
I don't fault them for it. Whatever.
But so I get there. He's like, all right, hop in. We hop in the S10. He doesn't stall it. He never stalled it. So he backs it off his driveway. He said the clutch let out like at the tip top, like it was like the pedal was out, and that's when the clutch grabbed. Mm-hmm. So he gets down the road. First, he goes down the road. He mapped it in first. It spun a little bit. I think he did clutch dump at one point, but he like ripped it through first, got it in second, and then he hit a U-turn and was going back towards his house. First, second, put it in third, let the clutch out, and the entire rear end was locked. And it was like, oh, it was strict. He pops it into fourth and just coasted right back to the house.
Wow.
He said it did that a couple times when he was driving it. And he drove to school a little while, and then his dad backed it into the camper and crushed the back end of it. Mm. So he sold it for a whole $1,500.
Oh, wow.
And went back to just daily driving a Silverado. And then he sold that one and got a 2001 Sierra that had the upgraded 5.7 in it. So they're like decent truck. Flipped it not too long ago. Destroyed the thing. Like he sent me pictures of it. It was crushed.
You know, we really sound like our area.
Yeah,
we're really screaming Georgia right now talking about trucks.
Everyone, like a lot of people we know, drove trucks.
Yeah, most people I know drove trucks.
Kaysen started off with a truck. I started off
with a truck.
Yeah, we all started off with a truck. Michael had he had a Jeep. So
it's SUV. I mean, I was counting the Durango, and also drove the Ram sometimes too.
Yeah. So I mean, most of us started off on trucks. So
I daily drive a truck now.
Yeah.
I don't know. Trucks are so abundant down here. It's so easy to get one for dirt cheap.
Yeah, I mean, literally, if you go on a Craigslist,
I mean, mine was free because it's just inheritance, but it's like
and mine was 3. Yeah. So not terribly expensive.
Of course, like grandparents would own a truck.
Yeah. And
everybody owns trucks here.
Yeah, I mean, even my grandparents don't even do a lot of heavy lifting. They still have a truck. I drove it for a little while. You guys may remember. I just realized I never did any POV videos on that, did I? I had the camera, I just never filmed with it. I did like a several month span of not even using that camera.
Yeah, I remember. You just using your phone.
Yeah, and
exposed.
Yeah, I'm no shame.
I mean, the iPhones capture pretty good picture.
Yeah, really are pretty good. I was actually really impressed.
You really can't tell like high def on because most people just watch videos on iPhone screen anyways.
Yeah, and they still shoot in 1080. I mean, this one shoots in 4K. I just don't shoot in 4K because it's a lot more aggressive on the computers to edit. But yeah, he's got a cat eye Silverado which he bought from his girlfriend's brother. It's got a 6.0. I believe it's a true LS in it. It's still got a 4L60, so that blew out on him not too long ago. Last I heard from him. Well, not the last I heard from him. He posted it on Instagram. He's like, yeah, this POS 4L60 died on me. I was like, shocker. Because I mean, it's like I've said before, all the early American trucks, or early 2000 American trucks, sucked in some manner. The Ford's interiors were garbage. The Chevy transmissions were hot garbage. Dodge in general just didn't have their act together until the Hemi came back. And even then, the transmissions were still butthole.
What you talking about? 5.9 was indestructible.
Allegedly. Yours has been a tank.
The Durango was. I mean, both of ours made it 300,000 miles.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The 4.7's the one that's actually giving y'all problems, right?
I mean, it had 230,000 miles. So my dad really didn't maintain it that well. I'm surprised it lasts that long. Like, I don't know. It held out forever. Like, none of the features worked,
Yeah.
but it ran.
I think y'all have had, like, out of all the people I've known who have Dodges, y'all seem
Mhm.
to have the best experience.
Yeah. Our other Durango, our first one that they ever had, that we got wrecked, it only had like 170, and it still ran pretty good.
Then y'all had y'all have the opposite experience with us in my family.
Yeah.
Every Dodge we've owned has been a piece of garbage.
Every Ford we've owned has been a piece of shit.
What is that? Our Fords have given us problems too. I mean, like the Sport Track hasn't been like a perfect saint or anything,
No.
and the Mustang is starting to show its age. My dad's car has killed a water pump. It's killed. It's currently killed a seal in the drive shaft onto the rear end of the diff. So I got to take it to the shop on Monday. So POV video on the Mustang coming this week.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
So that'll be.
I want to ride with you.
Oh yeah,
but I can't.
since you have to come save me.
We gotta take it for a rip. I mean, what?
Dad watches the videos.
He doesn't see streams unless it's streams.
Oh, I see what you're thinking. Just live stream us riding in the car. Well, I can't. Stupid YouTube changing it. Makes me mad. But yeah, so we'll have a POV video on the Mustang this week. What? So POV video on the Mustang this week. We're doing a video Marshall. I think tomorrow is the plan. We're gonna shoot that. That'll be Monday's video. We'll do a POV drive with his car. He'll wear the camera.
I don't think I'll be attending.
You will?
I don't think.
Oh.
I know it's supposed to be partly sunny. Okay, yeah, I'll be there.
Hey.
Yeah, okay, we're good. No rain tomorrow.
Shit.
You said it was supposed to rain tomorrow.
Yeah, it's
I was so
rain all
bummed
week
about
next
that.
week.
Yeah, it's all changed. It's like mostly sunny this week now.
What happened there?
Look, well, next 2 days. Then this looks atrocious. Oh yeah, we're talking about the weather again.
Oh, here we go.
Oh god, we're a bunch of old dudes.
How's the weather, son?
I just need to know because I want to do car shit.
Yeah.
And my top fuck.
Stupid plastic windows.
Ugh. Honda, send me another one.
Honda, sponsor this kid.
Just send me another SDK. Just build one for me.
Just build one specific one. So sell it at full market value, so it's like 35 grand.
No, for free though.
So
They should come back with an S2000. They should
just
bring
imagine.
it back.
Just imagine what they could do now with the technology.
What if they made it a straight six with VTEC?
That'd be cool. It'd be cool to get what the 5-cylinder that the old what was it, the Honda what was it?
That was supposed to come in.
Not-
Wasn't it a rumored 5-cylinder?
Yeah, the original concept was a 5-cylinder with an automatic.
I mean,
It's gonna be auto only originally.
I still think I have just a 4-cylinder.
They just keep it 4-cylinder.
Yeah.
So, ideally, what kind of like power output would you have a new S2000? Would you keep it NA? Would you put a turbo on it?
I don't know. I think I keep it in there.
Just kind of keep the spirit of the original
Yeah.
S2000.
Keep it as close as possible. Low, like keep it. I would like to see a. I don't. They probably can't make it light enough, but like have the Miata like RF have like the hard top just backs down.
Yeah,
I mean, if Mazda could do it, I feel like Honda could do it.
yeah,
I don't know, but maybe it'd make the price way too much.
yeah.
So I was still like, hopefully it's affordable. So I'm gonna be buying one.
If it's gonna be anything like the AP1,
But I'm sure they'll offer just a stop top version, and I would buy that.
Yeah,
It'd probably be cheaper.
and probably have a glass window in the back
Hopefully.
that wouldn't tear randomly at a
Yeah.
car show. That's not because we heard
That'd
it
be cool if
too.
we could rev to like 9,500
Ooh.
and just be building power the whole time.
Speaking of 9,500, speaking of Marshall
Oh
earlier,
Jesus!
do we want to go into this or do we want to wait until he gets the car?
Let's just wait because people don't really know Marshall.
Yeah. So speaking of Marshall,
or our friends.
Yeah.
We just talk about him all the time.
So
People
speaking,
are like, what?
yeah, who's this kid? Speaking of Marshall, we just did a video with his car last week. It was the introduction. It's already going away. His car is currently for sale. Hit him up at what's his Instagram? Let me make sure I get it right so he doesn't kill me.
Mazda underscore cherry pop.
I think so. I'm gonna make sure. Gonna find it. I should just go to my message. I messaged him last week. Yeah, Mazda underscore cherry pop. All cherry pop, one word. His car's for sale for $6,200 or $6,250. So be sure to go hit him up and buy his car. You guys saw it in the video, so if you guys want to walk around in the car, or kind of a walk around, I cut out a lot of the original clip. So if you guys want to go see the car, you guys can, and if you're really interested, hit him up, and he can make it happen with you. He's working on trying to get another car right now, which is going to make his car look like a Prius.
Oh yeah, this car's gonna be sweet.
Yeah, it's clean. He showed us a bunch of pictures of it today,
It's
and
gonna be fast as
I'm curious to see. I do want to see a showdown between S2K and both Speed Threes before Marshall's is gone.
Yeah.
I want to get. I'd be funny if they got pictures together, Michael and Marshall.
Yeah.
The irony, their names are so similar, and then they own the same car now. So, yeah, if you guys want to see a showdown in Mexico with professional drivers of Hayden's car versus Marshall's Speed 3 and Michael's Speed 3, just let us know. We can probably make it happen. We'll hire some close course drivers, some professional drivers. I'll get my dad in there because my dad's a professional driver.
Uh-huh.
So,
race car certified?
Yeah, race car certified. He's got a CDL too.
Hey, my dad has a CDL too.
Get your dad in there too.
Yeah, he also has a motorcycle license. Yeah, he also has his airplane license, a pilot's license.
Really?
Yeah.
Sheesh.
You didn't know that?
No.
Oh yeah, he can fly a plane.
Does he own a plane?
No.
Does he secretly
broke?
Does he secretly own a plane?
No, somebody afforded to take pilot's lessons and got his pilot's license. I don't know. He had weird hobbies when he was young.
He was our age.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be a very fun next few months on the channel. 2019 is about to kick back because 2019 started off so rough with the truck going down, his car going down for a little while. Truck's down again right now. That's why I'm here. The truck broke a front suspension component or something like that. It's making a weird pop whenever you turn it to the right. So
yeah, the driver did that for like 3 years.
I'm trying to figure out what I don't know what it is.
Ball joint maybe.
Maybe. I mean, we knew had some play in it, so maybe this may be it finally starting to make its presence. And it's like, hey, fix me.
Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, I spent money on that, but whatever.
Yeah, it's only $20.
Oh, it's
For
not
the
bad.
set. It's just the joints though. It's not the full control arm assembly or anything because that's expensive.
Yeah, I'm sure that's pretty
So
expensive.
I'm just gonna get the joints and get whatever I need to press the old ones out and just and we're good to go. So yeah, it's gonna be a very fun little while the next couple of months. We're gonna have a lot of change up in the channel. And so I want to get something out of the way. Speaking since we've been talking about me getting a new car in the near future, the truck is not going anywhere. I've had a couple people like I don't know. I don't want to say insinuate. Well, I do. Kind of insinuate that I'm selling the truck. I'm not selling it. I'm not swapping it for another truck. I'm probably besides upgrading to a Gen 2 as a daily in the future. Like if my Gen 1 ever gives out, I will probably always. Yeah, I'm gonna keep the truck around. I'm not getting another truck anytime soon. Pretty much, besides like I said, getting another sport track or getting a bigger tow rig like an F-250 or something like that one day. I'm kind of done with trucks. I've had my fun with them. I don't fit in with the community very well when it comes to trucks. I never have. I mean, y'all see the people I hang out with. All my truck friends are back in high school, and all of them have moved on and don't want to hang out with me anymore. So
you get along with car people.
I get along with car people so much better. And we get weird looks. I mean, you get weird looks when you're going out in traffic. You have, like, muscle car. Like, you have Michael's Charger. You have Marshall's Mazda. You have his S2000. And just some random blue Explorer is just like, hi, how's it going? So, I never really fit in with either crowd. Because the truck guys out here, it's lifted, mud grapplers, V8, four-wheel drive kind of stuff. So, I don't fit in there. And besides, the mini truck community out here hates me, too, for some reason. I don't fit in with the car guys because I have a truck. So this new car is kind of is not only something for me to get my enthusiast my true enthusiast platform, I guess you could say, but it's also to help me fit in better with the community and help me find my place in the community because the sport track's just in this weird gray area when it comes to cars.
Question: Are you gonna be bringing sport tracks to like caffeine octanes anymore?
I think it just depends. If the Honda goes down, then yeah, I'll bring it. Obviously, I think it'll be kind of like how Smurf's been with that dude in blue. He kind of just alternates. He'll take the 240 a couple months. He'll take the Integra a couple months. He'll bring Smurf a couple months. It'll be kind of like that. I'll probably drive the Honda for a couple months at a time, maybe a month or two at a time, and then we'll cap and octane. So 2 shows back to back, and then I'll switch. Bring the sport track for 1 or 2 back to back, and then I'll bring the Honda back for a little while.
I was just wondering if you were gonna do say you have to go do a stupid errand pick up your brother and sister.
Yeah.
Or go to, like obviously go to the dump. You're gonna have to take the truck.
Yeah.
I just wonder how you're gonna treat it like how I treat my truck. Just it's the Monday through Friday vehicle, and then if it's a sunny weekend, you take the car out.
Yeah.
But you think you're gonna do month?
I think
Increments. Because you
Yeah.
probably have a much more attachment to your truck than I do to mine.
Yeah. I love the truck so much, so that's why I'm like, even now at this point where I'm like I don't even plan on building power out of it anymore. I still love it, and I'm not gonna get rid of it. Just I'm not gonna let that stop me from enjoying the truck. And like I was saying, pretty much after the headers, performance mods are done. I I've said in a few videos now already, the $6,000 to $7,000 is going to cost me to drop a new motor in the truck, to drop a built trans in the truck, drop boost on the truck to make it actually go over 200 horsepower. By then, I could have built a turbo Honda that can run 10s. And that's what I want. I want a 10-second car. And even with all of that, I would still need a diff. That's still going to cost $500 to $1,000 to build and install because I don't know jack about installing a diff. I mean, I'm going to have to get reinforced axles. I'm going to need to get, wheels and tires. I mean, it's all going to add up to about $8,000 to $9,000, if maybe even more. And the truck's only going to make 400 horsepower.
Yeah.
I'll be barely making more power than a Coyote, fully built with everything. And daily driving a built car is just kind of a death trap. It's just a ticking time bomb.
Yeah.
So theoretically, I'm giving in now. I just everyone had a good point with that. That it's not something I should build, unless it was a secondary car. Like if I did it as a project car, it would be fine. But it's not. It's my daily, and I can't justify putting down high horsepower on a daily driver vehicle and a platform that just isn't capable of making the numbers I want. So I guess I just needed the sense talked into me. My dad's been saying that for 3 years now, and I guess I was just too stubborn to listen. So I know it's unfortunate. Some of you guys, a couple of you guys, probably been really upset about it. A lot of you guys have understood, so that's fantastic, and I can't thank the guys who understand my decision and all that. And like I said, I know it's probably disappointing for some of you guys who are really looking forward to having the sport track be this powerhouse of a sport track. I mean, it's the best it could be. My only other option is to put a V8 in it. I mean, if I'm going to make horsepower to that truck, it needs a V8. And again, I can't afford the downtime of putting my only car, like, putting on chopping blocks for now because it's my only car.
Jordan, why don't you buy a daily?
I would be another car.
Yeah.
And I'm bored of automatics. Automatics bore me now. I can respect.
You have plenty of good reasons not to want to switch.
Yeah. It's just the truck.
I mean, if you hung out with a bunch of truck guys,
yeah,
it might be different.
If like I said, if the mini truck community out here didn't for whatever reason hate me, if I fit in better with the lifted guys, which I wouldn't because I'm the polar opposite of all of their ideologies and what a truck is. I can't tell you how many truck people in school picked on me because I was the one kid who wanted to slam a truck. The only truck guy in high school that didn't pick on me was Ethan, and because he was going to slam his S10. He had his Silverado lifted on 33, so he's like, I'm going to drop the S10. So, I'd never fit in with those crowds, and if I fit in better with them, I could justify putting the money into the truck, but I can't. And after experiencing all these like performance cars, ridden in Michael's Charger and seeing just as much as I hate Mopars, that thing pulls like a freaking freight train.
Oh yeah, it shits and gets. Nobody's business.
Yeah, and riding in his car, driving his car briefly, I just felt a lot more at home in like an enthusiast car, and I think
cars are just better driving experiences.
Yeah,
and that's just for some people.
Yeah, and like I said, I love the truck to death. It's still going to be around. I'm still going to do cosmetic work to it. It's not going to get shut to the ground. It's not going anywhere. It's just performance part wise, I can't justify spending any more in performance parts after these headers, and keeping it daily.
Yeah.
Because I'm concerned about emissions. I've almost been tempted to sell the headers because I'm so concerned about emissions, and just getting the resonator getting the mid cats chopped off the truck and just leaving everything else how it sits.
Yeah.
Because I get the sound I want just by doing the mid cats. I was just gonna do headers with horsepower. So I've been tempted lately just to sell the headers because
probably sell to some 4 Mustang guy.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm sure they'd fit.
Yeah, Eddie 4.0 header fits. It's just you can't do long tubes on the trucks.
Yeah.
So I mean, some Mustang guy may want them, or some other Explorer Ranger guy may want them that lives out in like counties in the state that don't require emissions. Um, it's the thought process I've had. Is I mean they're brand new in box. I haven't made my decision yet because I don't know. I still want to put them on, but I'm really concerned on the those O2 sensors on the headers. They come with extensions built in, so it shouldn't be a problem in theory. But I'm also afraid of repositioning the cats and that whole deal. So hopefully, I don't know. I'll have to do more research and talk to people and see if it affects anything, and if not, I'll go ahead and install them. But if it's gonna jack up my problem, if it's gonna give me problems with emissions, it's not worth it.
Yeah, this is so butthole.
It sucks. That's why I hate. Like that's why I guess the advantage of living on campus is I can register cars in that county, and I don't have emissions. But I don't know if I want to yet. I mean, it's I don't want to leave everyone behind. I don't want to be out there in a city that I have no friends at. The community out there doesn't know me. I'll only be able to hang out with like one person out there. That's Andrew.
Yeah.
And my cousin. Like Andrew, my cousin, would be the only people I can hang out with out there. Because I'd be an hour away from him and Michael and Marshall. I'd be an hour away from my family. So it's a difficult decision for sure.
Yeah.
And I guess that's part of why I wanted this Honda is I could get a car that could get good gas mileage until I put a turbo on it. It'll still be better than the truck, but it'll be a little bit worse. I don't plan on putting any cars in the 85 or anything, so that's why huh?
We're getting an E85 station.
I might do flex fuel. I might put flex fuel on the Honda.
I'm doing the 85. No, I'm kidding. Well, you thought wrong.
That'd be scary.
I'm doing ITBs though. Wait, what?
Ooh, yeah. Hayden's always been an NA guy, and that's not a bad thing. Some people just prefer NA to boost. So Hayden's been wanting to put ITBs on his car, which is going to.
I heard they don't even do shit.
Yeah, but it'll still sound cool.
But the VTEC crossover sounds so sick.
So it'll sound cool.
It sounds so badass.
So we may
about to get quieter.
Yeah, unfortunately. But it's been coming. Hayden's loud phase is over. And I've kind of done the same thing. I had a loud phase where I just wanted my truck to be as loud as humanly possible. I was like thinking about straight piping and everything for a little while before I got the Flowmaster, and I was like, let's do quiet. But now it's like I want quality sound. I don't want crap sound that's just loud. It's why I loved the Roush Axlebacks and the Coyote. Okay. That's why I like the Roush Axlebacks and the Coyote for a little while. Now I can't stand them because they're just so dang loud. And I prefer like Borlas and Corsa and stuff like that in Coyotes. And this Honda's gonna be no different. I'm gonna be putting a really nice exhaust on it. I've already got it picked out. So like I said, only the two of y'all know. I think really only a few people know. The two of y'all that are watching the stream, Michael, Hayden, of course, and Marshall, I think know. And my dad, my mom. That's it. No one else knows. So the car. Oh no, Josh knows too. So okay, a few people know. I'm excited though. I can't wait. It's gonna be awesome. I had a few cars in mind. Like I said, I wanted the Corvette. I wanted the Mustang. I looked into some Subarus for a minute. Subarus are just a little bit too expensive, and insurance is still gonna be a little bit rough. It's not gonna be as cheap as a Honda. Is what I'm saying. So theoretically, the Civic's gonna be the best way to go. With my insurance, it's a compact. The one I'm looking at has got a D16 in it, so it's a single cam VTEC motor. So it's gonna be it's just gonna be a compact on the insurance, and it's gonna be fun. Hopefully we'll see that car in a couple months. It's gonna be nice. I can't wait. I'm really excited. I'll be my first stick car because the Kia was supposed to be my first car, and that didn't work. So yeah, that's why we're doing this car. So 8-bitters in the chat. Thank goodness I'm not ending the stream yet because it's getting late, but I don't care. We're staying up late this week. It's full send. So yeah, we had to do a bit of a jank setup for this stream for sure. Man, Dalton's just now reading my text I sent him like yesterday. Hey, need to go to the bathroom, I'm guessing. So, Yeah, it's just about time. It's about time to make the move to a manual car. I'm excited. I know Hayden's excited. He's been trying to get me on a manual transmission car for the last like couple of months.
Oh, dude, it's about time.
I think this man's excited.
He needs a stick shift.
I need that third pedal life. It's embarrassing being one of like two people in the entire Well, yeah, we count.
Michael has the manual now.
Yeah, that's making me want one even more because now the one guy that was on the one other guy in the group that drove auto only now has a stick too. Gosh, it's tortured me.
We got
now.
another one, boys. Mike, you're gonna love it, dude.
Mike, how much you want to bet in like 3 months?
Oh my god, he's got something I don't, and that's the spool.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Get a Kenworth semi 13 speed. Oh man.
Jesus.
Be like my dad's old my dad's old Mac used to drive when I was younger. He would bring it home from work. You could tell the thing was coming into the neighborhood because there'd just be this big green truck pulling into the neighborhood of my old house. That thing literally covered like a good quarter of the neighborhood because he always pulled a trailer with it. Because what he would do is he'd leave the Kia, because this is when he was daily driving, he'd leave it at work and just drive his truck home if he had a job close to home.
Yeah.
So you can just imagine seeing this big truck coming into the neighborhood with an empty trailer on it. I was like, oh my gosh.
Nice. We used to have a guy who worked for Swift that lived in our neighborhood, and he would pull his in he would come home. He'd be gone for like weeks. He would come back, truck would be parked there. And then he'd be gone for like a month or two. Then he comes back and it'd be sitting there for like maybe like a week.
Yeah, those over the road drivers, they're gone for a while.
They are. I didn't realize that when I was a little kid, but this one I saw, I was like, damn.
Yeah, I couldn't.
His
do
dad's
that.
gone a long ass time.
You have to double clutch it too. Isn't double clutching like really good? Like helps your transmission stay alive a little bit longer.
It's supposedly better for it. I don't know. I think I saw an engineering explain video on it. I think it is.
I've just gotten used to just now. I don't think I could.
My dad doesn't even use a clutch.
What?
He said he didn't use a clutch, and I didn't know what the hell he meant.
On semi trucks, you don't have to. I don't think.
He said he uses it to start, and he doesn't use it any other time.
How do you not grind the thing?
I don't know.
We heard the classic show today. It was this old. I don't know what it was. I think it was an old Ford.
Mm-hmm.
And it was
just steering, wasn't it?
No, it was gears because anytime it would move forward and move back, I was like,
I thought it was every time he was turning his wheel would crack like that.
No, I only heard it when he was backing up or knew where he moved to change gears. I mean, it could have been a steering. That's a weird sound for a steering to make.
Yeah, because he was in reverse. He didn't move forward anymore. He was still in reverse, and then he turned it and I heard it again. And then he started going backwards again.
It hurt my heart, though, whatever it was.
I think the first one was a grind.
You don't know pain until you drive an unsynchronized Tran.
Oh. My Mustang did.
Your Mustang just had blown synchros.
Mm-hmm. Crunch every gear. And then I drove Jake's dad's Fairlane.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was a 4-speed car.
It was 5-speed.
5-speed?
From a Fox body.
Oh, but
and all the synchros didn't work.
Oh. Did you grind every single gear?
I think fifth worked.
Fifth worked?
I think fifth worked.
Fifth worked. So,
I think double clutching was absolutely necessary.
Don't you have to do that in a classic though? In general, if it has the unsynchronized trans.
I think so. Maybe.
Man, I can only imagine. I'm really hoping the car I get doesn't have a junk transmission. That's what I'm scared of. I'm scared of being like, yeah, it's fine. I get in it, start moving, be like,
Aronies.
I'd be so mad. It's like all the Mustang guys right now. Like Mustang Lifestyles, Mustang has a blown third seat. Both of his Mustangs do. That are not his GT500 and the S550. His older, all of his new edges do it.
Yeah.
Poe's new edge does it. That's why I was like, I don't know if I want a new edge now because every single one of them seem to have bad synchros.
I don't know why that white convertible with the tinted windows. That was a nice car.
Yeah, I was showing him a white new edge convertible GT.
That was a good looking too, though. I liked it. I don't know. I like the convertibles one for some reason.
Yeah. Well, some of the new edge is like the best looking Mustang.
For some reason, I feel like the new edge pulls off convertibles like so well.
The S197 looks retarded with a convertible top.
Yeah.
The S550 is just like, meh. It's not ugly, but it's not good looking either. There was one today at the classic show that was like pulled in as we were leaving while Marshall was talking to us.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I forget that like for some reason like demon and stuff like that are like censored words on here. So I have to come here just show. There we go. Saw a demon today at my new job. That's interesting. I'm not a Dodge guy, but I gotta respect the Demon.
They're pretty rare.
They're actually really rare.
What color was it?
Wasn't the red ones like really hard to find? What color is it that's hard on them? I bet it's like I bet B5's really hard to find.
I don't know.
I've only seen.
I mean, people probably ordered it in B5. I'm thinking one of those ugly like greens.
Oh, like that. I think was it called?
That dark green. I saw a Charger in it, and I was just like, "That's not a good looking color." I'm sorry, Dodge guys.
He said it's black.
It's black. Oh, okay, that's kind of cool. I feel like the standard you see all the like the red.
Red. I think Plum Crazy too.
Did they come in Michael's color?
Octane red.
Yeah.
About Calder red. You'd kill me. I think they did. I think I've seen a couple of Demons like.
Oh, yeah, I might have to get one in that color. I really like his red.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's so flaky, so good.
Yeah. And like we said, we're not big Mopar people.
No.
Like we respect the Demons and we respect the Cats, we respect the Scat Packs, all that stuff. But it's like, we prefer the Chevys and the Fords.
Yeah, give me a Krypton green ZL1.
And he's much happier.
I'll take that. But
yeah, we're trying to get a showdown between Michael's new daily that he picked up, which was kind of a shocker. Not really. He's been talking about him for years now.
Yeah, I was not expecting it.
Remember before he bought the Charger, he was like, "Yeah, I really want a SP3." Now he's got one.
Sure.
It was just so funny today watching Marshall drive it. Y'all seen Marshall? Marshall's a relatively. He's not terribly tall, but he's not. He's not like short either.
Mm-hmm.
He's a little bit shorter than I am. He gets in Michael's Speed 3. I think he could reach the pedals, but barely.
Yeah, maybe.
So he had to slide the seat forward. Michael gets back
Me
in
and
it.
Michael sit in the same position.
Yeah.
I didn't have to adjust the Charger when I got in it.
Yeah, I did. I couldn't reach the pedals. But well, in that case, if I couldn't reach the pedals in the Charger, Marshall probably didn't reach the pedals in the Mazda.
Mm-hmm.
So he probably had to move the seat up. But Michael gets back in. I'm eating the steering wheel. That was like the funniest thing I've heard him say in a while. What's your opinion on people who leave the yellow strips on the splitters of the Chargers or Challengers? Sorry, Michael. I don't like it. I'm not gonna give you hate for it. I think we call them pool noodles as jokes, and I was thinking about it this year. I may do it in the new car instead of the truck this year if I get it in time for Halloween. I'm gonna dress up one of my cars as a Dodge this year for Halloween. I'm sorry, Michael, if you're watching this. I gotta do it. It's so funny. And I had this all planned out, and it'll be a funny video for sure. I'm gonna buy like a big yellow bull noodle and just cut it and just mount it onto the bumper, on like the lip, and then put print out like Dodge stickers, and like tape them onto the body. Are you cringing right now? You don't like my idea? You don't like my idea? It's gonna be funny.
I didn't say anything.
The face you're making is like oh. I've never driven a Dodge product. I've driven a couple Dodges.
I'm your guy.
He's driven a lot of Dodges.
I've driven a lot of fucking Dodges.
You've driven 2 Charger Scat Packs. You've driven Michael's and a white one you drove.
Yes.
That you were debating on buying. And you pulled a prank on me and made me think you bought it.
I drove these are all been, well, not all. I drove a Challenger 392, the TA. And that man let me rip it for some reason.
That man was like, "Don't drive this like a wuss."
Except
he didn't say wuss.
Fuck yeah, dude. I'll rip it. And he's like, "Drip this corner." And I'm like, "Hold on." But I drove a Challenger 2014.
Was that the stick one you
RT.
drove?
It was not stick. It was automatic.
Okay.
And I sat in a 2018 Challenger 6-speed. I didn't get. I got to just feel the clutch engagement. That's all I got to do. And I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan. When you punch it in a Challenger, it lifts up and you start looking at the sky. The 14 did it really bad with the 5.7. The 392 did it a lot too, but it was a little bit better. Mm-hmm. It was, I don't know.
You can tell they're very.
The Charger is more planted.
Yeah.
When you punch it, you don't really get that squat.
And you said the driving position was better than the Charger.
Yeah, the driving position, I preferred the Charger. It felt more sporty. The Challenger felt, I don't know. Sorry. You feel like you're sitting in like a truck.
Yeah.
I don't know. You sit really high. I wasn't a fan. I'm so used to the S2000 where I sat really low, and I kept my seat all the way down in the Genesis when I had it.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's me something to get used to when I get my car.
Yeah. I feel like somebody coming from a truck to a Challenger, I can see how they'd like it, but I feel like somebody coming from an S2000 to a Challenger, it's just not going to mesh well.
I drove a Neon with crank windows and an invariable clutch.
That sucks.
The only Dodge product I've driven a couple. I've driven my mom's 2011 Grand Caravan when she had it. That's gone now. You guys probably saw it in the driveway for a few videos. It's finally gone. Thank goodness. Good riddance to that. I drove my granddad's Ram for a little while. And those are the only 2 Dodges I've driven. Because I never got to drive her 2000 Grand Caravan. My mom's 2000 Caravan when she had it. Mm-hmm. I tried to get him to keep it for a little while because they just sent it to the scrapyard.
Wow. They just like gave her this shit.
I mean, it wouldn't pass emissions. Something was going on in the transmission. It kept kicking the check engine line. It kept breaking transmissions.
Yeah. But yeah, like we were talking about earlier, you had terrible experience with Dodge. But the Dodge products my parents owned have been really reliable and really great.
Yeah.
AC never worked for some reason. But
yeah.
That would seem to be a running theme. But the transmissions never went out, which one did it like 300K. Can you really blame it?
Yeah.
And another one did it like 240.
Yeah. So. My mom's first Caravan went through 4 transmissions within about a 2-month span.
That's crazy.
And the van only had about, I think, 150,000 miles on it. Wow. It also blew a timing belt and blew a motor.
Oh, wow. That sucks.
That was funny. It was when Megamind first came out in theaters. I remember it like it was yesterday. Megamind had just come out, so my parents were like, let's go see it. I was maybe about 10 or 11 at the time. It's like, oh, heck yeah, this is going to be a good movie. My dad's like, all right, so we all hop in the van, hop in that 2000 Caravan. We turned out of my old neighborhood. Didn't even make it to the first neighborhood. Hear a pop, power's gone, car stalls. It's like, it just goes full limp.
Just dead.
It just goes full limp in the middle of the road.
Oh, wow.
So.
But your dad was like, oh, God.
He was like, really? So this was after the first transmission failed on the car. So it was fresh off a transmission rebuild when this happened. Very much so like my crank sensor, just not in the same time frame. So he had to go and buy he didn't have to go and buy. He went and got the Kia. Because thank goodness it wasn't it still took him a while to get there and back. Because even he was walking about maybe a half a mile. Mm-hmm. Got the Kia, came back, snagged us all, drove us all home, went back to the van, called a tow truck, got it towed to the shop, and they had to put a new motor in it. Then it came back, blew a transmission out again, maybe about a month after that.
Jesus. Got
it back, blew another one out on the way home. Sent it back, got a new one in it. Went about 3 weeks, blew that one out. And then I think the last one, it blew out again. They replaced it. And my mom was like, all right, that's it. So he drove it, bought my mom's 2011, and that one started off rough too. They gave us a valet key for it and didn't tell us. So we drove it. We stopped on the way home. It's actually the same dealership my mom got her Equinox from. We got it home. We didn't get it home. We got it to a Chick-fil-A. It was late at night. We pulled in. My mom locks the doors, and she actually didn't know it did have keyless entry. So they just handed her a valet key for it. So it was obvious, I think, that car was repossessed before my mom got it. So we go inside. We come back out to get back in the car. He don't unlock the doors. So my mom tried calling the dealership. The dealership's closed, obviously. It was like 9 or 10 at night. It was right after they closed when we got the paperwork done. So we made a call to Dodge Roadside Assistance. They charged us, I believe, about $200 to unlock the doors. Not $200, it was like $20, something like that. It was fairly expensive. It was expensive for unlocking a door. Yeah. They just came out, turned the key in it, unlocked the door, got in and drove it home. Didn't lock the door for about a week. I think that's what started my mom's habit of never locking doors in her car. So then we had to pay the $200 to get a new key program for the van. Yeah. On top of that, so my mom had to spend the money to get a key made for the car, and programmed and all that stuff for it. So that was a rough start, and then that van. About 2 months in, the electronic door failed in the back, and it had an electronic liftgate that failed. So we had to manually open the trunk again. No biggie. The trunk was still usable, or so we thought. About 2 months later, my mom hits a pothole on the way to on the interstate. I don't remember what she was doing. Trunk comes off alignment. Trunk won't open anymore. We had to put painter's tarp in there to keep it from leaking water on the inside because it also opened up a hole in the process. So it rained that day and flooded the back of their van with water. So it smelled.
It was musty in there.
Very. It was like so bad they had to like soap out the carpet and stuff like that. So we put the tarp in. Then my mom takes it to a dealership to have them check I forgot the computer. Between the liftgate failing and the trunk coming off alignment, the computer malfunctioned. It's a common problem in the Grand Caravans and in Rams from that time period as well.
Our Durango did it.
Yeah, his Durango did it. So I don't know what happened with the computer fried. The whole PCM fried, so it wouldn't start. So my dad had to bypass the starter setup on the PCM to the rear heated seats the van didn't have because it was a base model, but the PCM was the exact same as the upper trim Grand Caravans. So that would get it to start sometimes. It took a little bit of extra effort. It usually would start the second time. So, yeah, in between all that, so liftgate comes off alignment, takes it to a Dodge dealership to get a quote to fix it. The guy was incompetent and ripped the door open, broke the wing off, and instead of telling my mom or anything, just was like, oops, just sets it back on the top. Closes the trunk. They give my mom her quote. She drives. She goes to go buy lunch. On the way back, her wing flies off in the middle of a 4-lane highway and rush hour lunch traffic. My mom has to pull over, run out, and grab her wing from the middle of a 4-lane highway.
I would have left it.
Oh, I'm surprised she didn't.
I would have left it. I don't know, fuck it.
It was ruined. So she took.
And I'll be going right back up to that dealership.
That's exactly what she did. She drove back up there and was like, "Remember when this was on my car?" And they made a big fit. Oh, we don't need to fix that. That wasn't our fault. And I was like, "Your mechanic didn't even like bother to fix it. Just put it back on the car. It's obviously clipped in somewhere." So they made a whole fiasco about that. They gave my mom a loaner car, which I covered on this channel. The Chrysler Pacifica. She had about a week while they were fixing her car.
It was longer than a week.
It was longer. Yeah, it was about,
you got that thing for a while.
Like 2 weeks, I think, right?
It's like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I think it was around for a minute.
And that was kind of like the spark. That was like the straw that broke the camel's back. It was like, all right, we're done with Dodge at this point.
Yeah, that's weird how our Dodge experience is different.
It's so interesting. And it's what stopped me. I almost got a Dakota for my first truck. I was looking to get a Dakota before I even looked at the Chevys, before I looked at the Fords. I wanted the Dakota. And my dad was like...
Before I got the Mustang, I was looking at a Dakota RT.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was looking at, the RT.
Yeah, I had about... That's what they were going. No, they were going for about 7 or 8.
Yeah, they were still.
And I had about 4 or 5 that I was willing to spend.
Yeah.
I was looking at 2 valves. I wasn't looking for 4 Mustangs, but apparently I bought one for some reason.
Yeah.
Weird how that happened. I like the green and I was a racer, even more than I am now. What else was I looking at?
Wasn't it 3 valves?
350Z. I was looking at that.
Yeah, I remember you told me about that.
And I was wanting a Trans Am, but I didn't have the money.
Yeah, because your dad had one and you liked it, didn't you?
Yeah, I liked American cars back then. A little about it. And then I was wanting a classic, but I couldn't drive that to work every day, so I was like, I had to look for something
a little bit newer. And you still like your American stuff. It's like you lean a bit more import now than you did.
Yeah, much more. Hated imports.
I started off import and then moved to domestic. I'm about to move back to import.
Yeah.
Go
to the good side.
Yeah. Our minivan's going to die like station wagons, and I liked Dodge when I was young, but looking back, my young self was an idiot. I don't feel like minivans are going to die anytime soon. I feel like they still have their purpose.
It just fits the big family.
Yeah, for
perfectly. And it's like, my dad has one right now as a rental.
Yeah.
And it's like shorter wheelbase than like a SUV or a truck.
But it still seats 7.
Still seats a ton of people. It's not like an actual van.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier for people to drive, men or women, with a smaller turning radius,
Yeah.
It's more like a car, but bigger.
Yeah, it's like just a long car.
Yeah, it's easier to drive than like a cargo van.
Yeah, and the reason we don't have one now, why we got rid of the Grand Caravan, is because I drive. My little brother's driving now, kinda. My sister's been getting her learners. my sister gets her learners this year, so we didn't really need a van anymore. And my mom was like, you know what? This is my last minivan. She's like, my minivan phase is over. So she wanted to cross over. She looked at a Rogue. So she almost became an import driver herself. She realized she didn't like it, though. Yeah. The Rogue she drove, it wasn't a CVT car, and I wanted to make sure she didn't get a CVT car. I looked specifically for those 6-speed automatic cars.
You know what
Huh?
Accord.
I tried. There was a couple on the lot. And I was like, hey, Mom, why not try the Accord?
The new Accord's really nice.
It is really nice. I think there was a couple like 2015s on the lot.
Yeah, 2015s are pretty nice.
I was like, Mom, yeah,
and
you should.
Decently quick, especially get the V6.
Oh, yeah. I was like, Mom, you want to take a look at this one? She was like, I really just want an SUV. And I was like, I tried to get her. There was a Pilot there, too. And I was like, Mom, get the Pilot. She was like, nah. I was like, bruh. So she was looking at a Traverse as well. That would have been another third row car. It would have been a little bit bigger than the van, I think. She drove the Rogue. Didn't really like it too much. Like, she was like, it's okay. But she drove the Equinox, liked that one a lot more.
My aunt loves hers. It's not Equinox, but the GMC version.
Yeah, the Terrain, I think it's called.
I thought it was the Acadia.
The Acadia? Yeah, I think it's the Acadia.
Acadia? I don't know. I drove it. It's slow. It wasn't for me.
Yeah, I think they both have the 2.4, right?
Yeah, it's pretty slow.
Yeah.
It struggled to get pills. It's like Ranger slow.
Minivan owners, what's a condom?
Oh yeah, they want to pop them out.
Yeah, most minivan owners I know that like they have tons of kids. My mom stopped at 3 though. So.
Oh yeah, dude, those homeschool families.
Yeah.
They would get those like big old Nissan vans.
Oh, dude,
so many freaking kids. The ones that are like extra wide.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
When I was a kid, the pastor of the church I went to had a Ford E350 panel, not a panel van, but a full cargo van that was full. Yeah. Like every seat was occupied by a kid. They
Jake's parents had the E350.
Yeah, I remember you told me about that.
That thing's huge.
I did not know how.
You know, a Plymouth Fury 3, like a 19, I think it was a 66, is longer than a E350.
Oh,
van.
Oh,
yeah, no joke. We measured it. It's a coupe too.
Is the Ranger 4x4 or 4x2? You talking about his truck, his Ranger? Because your Ranger's 4x2, right?
Yeah, it's 4x2.
We got that 2-wheel drive life.
Yeah, it's fine. It never leaves asphalt. Never going to, unless my parents apparently tell me to park it in the yard now for some reason.
Lame. Yeah. Maybe they're getting another car. Watch them get a project car. Your dad just was up to another C4 Corvette. I bought.
I'm getting another project car.
Oh man. Yeah, that was
That's
interesting.
about to be a Focus ST parked out there.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
No, I'm just kidding.
That'd be cool.
I ain't getting another Ford. I probably would before I got it.
Oh gosh. We've had to make a Dodge comment.
Oh. It's gonna be a Nissan comment.
Oh. So yeah, that's my mom's car history in a nutshell. Mine is her Fox body that she had. I still wish she kept that, even though my dad wrecked it. Rip mom's Fox body, even though that thing was slow.
Fox body's interior is so ugly.
It's so bad.
It's so nasty.
And up north, we don't have the 4-wheel drive in your truck SUV. You're put to the wall shame. It's kind of the same way where we live. It's
even though we don't get snow,
we live in we in redneck country out here. Like that's pretty much where we live.
Yeah, like people who buy like our trucks aren't. They buy like daily driver trucks that they need. Like occasionally they'll need like a truck to like haul some stuff. Maybe they go golfing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe they live on like a farm. They need to tow some hay bales or just get mulch for their yard. I don't know.
Yeah,
just random stuff like that. It's handy to have a truck.
Yeah,
but since we don't get snow, they don't need the 4-wheel drive, so we'll get the cheaper, 2-wheel drive.
Yeah, there's a lot more 2-wheel drives out here than you would find up north.
With like trucks like ours. But
yeah,
they're still the rednecks that like I don't give a fuck. Yeah. I'll off-road it. So the 4-wheel drives off the lot, and they sell a ton of them down here.
Yeah, the 4-wheel drives are still like
the most modified vehicle you see in Georgia is trucks.
Yeah,
100%. You see them on wheels. You see them rough country lifts,
fuels.
Tons of them roll coal. They all have exhausts.
Yeah,
I saw a Ranger like mine with dual exhaust coming out the back, and I was just like,
back when I was in school, if you didn't have a lifted truck, you were
a loser.
Yeah, a loser. I got called.
Dork.
Yeah, I got made.
Pussy.
Yeah, pretty much. I got called all of those because I didn't drive a lifted truck in high school. My truck was pretty much. I know mine never got lowered until way after I graduated. But
you just had to stop. Truck until you put those wheels on it.
Yeah.
After you graduated.
No, I had them on right before I graduated.
Yeah, so that was about the only time they saw it.
Yeah. And, I mean, they saw the first, couple mods when it had lights and the radio and all that crap, but it was, the wheels the last thing they saw before I left.
Yeah. Haven't seen him since?
Nope. I literally barely hang out with anyone from high school anymore. Like, I have a few people that follow me on Instagram, so they obviously see the truck now, but, it's not like, not a lot of people from high school be like, oh, that's Jordan's truck now. They'll be like, oh, it looks kind of like his truck. Is it the same truck? I mean, 4x4 is useful where I live because I go hunting on my grandparents' property. Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah. Me or Jordan don't have, really, I don't like a hobby like that requires trucks.
Yeah.
I was thinking about getting into dirt biking. Maybe scooping up a dirt bike here soon.
Yeah,
That's going to be a convincing little mom again.
Yeah.
For some reason, she was fine when I was a kid, but now, anti-motorcycle everything.
Yeah.
So, they'll probably have to move out for you to ride a motorcycle.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
They made it. My mom said my dad can get his bike after my sister gets married. Yeah. And so I tried hard last year. I was like, I want to get a Grom. And my mom at first was like, oh, okay, well, I don't know what a Grom is, but all right. I was like, yeah, a Grom's like a little bike. Because I told her we went to the Honda bike dealership that day. She was like, what are you doing there? I was like, we're in a Grom. She was like, oh, you can't have a Grom. I was like,
she knows it's a motorcycle?
Yeah, she realized a Grom's a bike. And I was like, crap, I shouldn't have said anything. Just roll up one day, yeah, check it out, mom, and she'd be like, "That's gotta go."
Oh yeah, you just had to go through the process of reselling it.
Yeah, I'd get it home.
It's a good thing you told her what it was.
Yeah,
she would have made you sell that shit.
But 4x4 in the snow isn't that much better than 2-wheel drive. Story time. Believe it or not, my old neighborhood, my house was on top of a hill. 4x4 Jeeps were getting stuck in the snow.
Yeah.
My mom's van made it to the top of the dang hill. And then got stuck. It made it all the way up. There were Jeeps that were stuck halfway up the hill.
There's people who don't know how to keep momentum and drive in the snow, though.
Yeah. My mom's never driven in the snow. She's just going on up that hill.
Don't panic. Keep your momentum. Don't slow down. When you stop and then start going, that's when, like, 4-wheel drive's going to have to help you. Because I drove to work. Because I had different experience. 4-wheel drive helped me because I got stuck.
Yeah.
There was this big old hill when I went to work in the morning, and it snowed and iced over. That road was like a big old slushy.
They still made you drive to work?
Yeah, I had to go into work that day. So I'm on the slushy ice, and so I didn't keep my momentum because I never drove in snow. So obviously, thank you, YouTube. Watch the video, so I'm well prepared. Hasn't since, but good old Georgia. But I got stuck. I was able to get it going back down the hill, and I was able to grab some traction in a less icy patch that people have dug out already. So 4-wheel drive got me out of that jam.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have got out with just which is weird, the Durango's front-wheel drive if you didn't have 4-wheel on. Because I had it up on jack stands, and I popped it and tried to see because I figured the wheels would spin in the back. I just wanted to see. Once in the front started spinning. Yeah.
The Ridgeline did the same thing. The Ridgelines were a front-wheel drive without the all-wheel or the 4-wheel. All-wheel drive's the way to go in the snow. Pretty much.
Yeah, probably so.
I remember we went to West Virginia to go visit my family up there. I mean, we drove the Mustang. It was like my dad, like a couple days after we bought the Mustang. He wanted to surprise my grandmother, but obviously she knew what the Kia looked like. She didn't know my dad bought the Mustang yet. So to surprise her, my dad was like, we're taking the Mustang up there. And, my mom was like, be careful, because the last time my dad drove a red Mustang up there, he turned an 8-hour trip into a 5-hour trip.
Oh, wow.
So you get the idea how fast he was going. So we get there. We go to my grandfather's dealership. My grandfather knew about the car. So we get there. We talked to him for a little while. He stalled her out for a little while. I was like, yeah, just stay home. I got to come up there in a minute anyway. So he leaves. We leave with the Mustang. We get to her house, and she freaks out because she did not expect that car. And, we drove up there, and literally everywhere we stopped, because we stopped at a little place in Oak Hill called Tom's. It's a little hot dog place. Really good food. And we get out, and everyone's, like, staring at us like funny. My dad's like, it's because we brought a Mustang in West Virginia. Because literally 90% of the cars that were in that area of West Virginia were trucks, Subaru Crosstreks. Oh. Those were very popular. Tribecas, too. The Subaru Tribeca. There was a couple, like, Outbacks. like
anything 4-wheel or all-wheel.
Mm-hmm. There's lots of trucks. Lots of
dominated up there.
Because that area gets 24 inches of snow every year.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I should know. I mean, Mustangs don't work up there. My aunt crashed hers like the year after that. Her 2-valve hit a tree up there because it slid off the road.
Nice. Because
she was like, I'm going to drive my manual 2-valve GT in the snow. And hers was like before traction control was a thing. So you just imagine whoosh. That's exactly what happened. And it didn't do too much damage. It beat the crap out of the side of the car. But so we got tons of dirty looks. It's so funny because we walked into a gas station. Y'all are from out of town, aren't y'all? We're like, yep. How'd you find that out? So we thought that was hilarious. In parts of Ohio where there's lots of snow, school buses and rural areas have 4-wheel drives and chains. Yeah, that makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people up north carry chains in their toolboxes.
Yeah, because unlike down here in the south, where if you get like a drop of snow, school's canceled. Up there, it's like you're still going.
Yeah, roads are shut down.
Yeah, Atlanta turns into gridlock.
Yeah,
I don't know how my dad drove the Kia all the way from Atlanta that day when we had the blizzard in 2011.
I don't know. My dad was in his 2-wheel drive Ram. That was just open diff.
He drove it all the way here to your house.
Yeah, he got stuck that night because it was so iced over. So he's able to slide it into he was on the interstate for like 12 hours, and he was finally able to get to a hotel and get a room before it got too crowded because everybody else was stuck.
Yeah. So
yeah, that was a terrible storm. The South is not prepared for big ice storms
Not
at
at
all.
all. And
Just stay home. Don't even bug with it if you live down here.
yeah,
Don't even mess with it.
my mom's van got stuck at the top of the hill right at the house next door. My dad drove the Kia all the way from downtown Atlanta to my grandparents' house. He made it all the way there without a problem. That I tell you what, 2005 Kia Spectre 5s are literal tanks.
Yeah.
That car, everyone craps on early 2000s Kia. That car is giving us less problems than any car we've ever owned in the house. It's broken down only one time, and even it's still halfway drivable with that failure. And the power steering pump went out. That's the only problem that car's ever had. The clutch lasted 200,000 miles. The car never lost gears. I mean, it's got shifter built. It needs a shifter bushing really bad. A motor mount went bad, or two motor mounts went bad. So that's the only problems the car's
Stuff's
ever
going
had.
wrong on my Honda though.
Yeah.
Yeah, clutch went bad. Motor mounts were bad. They got replaced.
Mm-hmm.
It happens.
And
I'm surprised it didn't blow up at 90K.
oh, but the Mustangs had its problems. My truck's not a saint whatsoever. The Grand Caravan was a pile of garbage. Yeah, 2005 Kia Spectre 5s. If you guys want a cheap car that is going to run forever, there you go. The Sport Track is fun in the snow. Yeah, I haven't driven mine in the snow.
Never drove yours in the snow? You never went and go down some snow donuts?
My mom...
I went in the Jenny.
I bet that was fun.
That was fun as fuck. Sliding around in my car, just get it bouncing off red line.
Did you have the ISR?
Oh yeah, I had the downpipes and test pipes and everything. It was a pop show. And we just were just drifting around a parking lot. Jake almost hit somebody.
Oh, in the Miata?
Yeah. Brandon cussed out a mom who was very upset about us drifting around a parking lot. It was alright. It was fun.
When it snowed last year,
I'm taking the Ranger out this year. If it snows.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go do some snow donuts in that and the Honda. Taking them both out.
Oh, that's scary in the Honda.
I'm gonna do it in the cold side.
Oh gosh.
With the car.
with one cop. I don't know. Is that guy even dating that girl anymore?
I think he quit his job.
Oh.
So I have one cop next to us.
That cop wasn't even in jurisdiction anyway, was he? He wasn't a policy.
Neither
cop.
of them are.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were both Marietta and Cobb.
So
exposed.
Yeah. So, yeah, I went in the truck, and when it snowed last year, I was like, "Hey, Mom, I'm gonna go do some snow donuts in the truck." My mom was like, "No, you're not." He was like, "That truck's not going anywhere."
Lame.
I was like, "Well, what if I need to go to school?" She's like, "You're skipping school that day." She was not about, and I remember the couple days after the school came back in session, and the roads were mostly dry. There was a couple still slick spots.
Is 8-bitter Sport Track a 4-wheel drive?
I don't know. I think his is. If I had to guess.
I was wondering how yours are doing this now. I never took an open diff truck out in the snow. I actually took his Ram.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking it was open diff. I don't know. It might have had LS sticks. It's had mods. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if they ever came with poly traction.
His had Diablo Sport stuff on it, didn't it?
Yeah, it was tuned. It was a pretty fast 5.7 truck.
You miss it. You miss it. Like he hated.
Really.
Didn't he hate that thing?
He hated that truck. It was the 4-door Rumblebee Rev.
Yeah. He said it is 4-wheel drive.
4-wheel drive. Oh, okay.
My uncle's Silverado saved his tail a few times in the snow. I almost got that truck. It was a '95 Silverado, had a little over 300,000 miles.
Mm-hmm.
Big long bed crew cab, massive truck, and he drove it. It was the same 2011 Blizzard. Didn't even phase him because he was just like, "Oh, 4x4."
You want to know the best car for pulling trucks out of ditches?
What?
A Dodge Durango 5.9. 2000 4-wheel drive.
It's got all of the torque.
Oh, yeah. I can't tell you how many Silverados I've pulled out of ditches. All the time. I don't know why the Durango would just squat and just chug along. It was so heavy, too. It'd pull a trailer, no problem.
I just came up with an idea. We should take the Durango, the silver one, turn it into a tow rig, put a Cummins in it.
Cummins in it.
Put the Cummins 5.9 in it. So you can get that diesel torque, and you can use it to tow the S2000 around because it's already got a hitch on it.
Yeah.
Or we can just keep the 5.9 in it and just yank around with it. You could probably pull the S2000, but it's nothing.
I'd rather just get a different truck. Just sell what you can get out of the Durango. It's old.
Yeah, I mean, it still runs pretty good. Minus the lack of AC.
It's sat for 2 years, though.
Still cranks though.
It does still crank. That thing is never like not crank, except when the ECU went bad and it was down for like a month trying to figure out placing everything. Like, oh, it crank. No computer. Just so you know, you have a Dodge and it won't crank. Try computer.
Yeah. Our Michael replaced the computer in his Jeep and it didn't do anything. And it was a crank sensor.
Oh, nice. Isaac's if you like, his dad would sometimes borrow his truck. You know how parents do sometimes. They need to borrow your truck. So he would get in there and he would like jam the steering column up, like for some reason he would do it real aggressively.
Oh, did it chafe the wiring?
Yeah, and then his gauge light would like freak out, and it wouldn't crank, and it would just sit there.
I remember that because when the Ram I drove failed, well, that Ram broke down on me. That was like the first thing you said. Hey, try that.
Yeah, that wire would keep Isaac from cranking because they just got pinched, and somehow it's like I don't know. The steering column would apparently pinch it.
Yeah.
If you like are real aggressive with it, so yeah, be careful with your ramps, bro.
I discovered that my truck can pull more than my buddy's Ranger, and also almost got my grandpa's 2000 C71. Yeah, I the 95 almost got. It was just normal 4-wheel drive 95. There was a couple Chevys almost got that truck. Almost got the Ram I wound up driving around for a little while. I looked at a 97 Sierra single cab. I would have loved to have gotten. Yeah, those sport tracks actually do pull pretty hard.
Yeah, if you get the tow package.
Yeah, they have a proper tow package. All I've got is a bumper ball, which is hot garbage.
That's why I can tow more than you.
Yeah. He tows more than me just because he has the hitch.
And I actually have a trailer.
What I could do is if you know, hopefully nothing doesn't happen. But if something happens to my truck, we can just pull my motor and put it in reverse.
My motor has 100,000 miles.
I know. But you could, like, pull a little bit more of mine.
Yeah.
It just might blow up in, like, a couple weeks after you do it. Then just put yours back in. It'd be convoluted. It'd be very convoluted, but we could do it.
I think I'd just rather, like, upgrade to the full-size truck at that point.
Yeah.
I don't even want a truck anymore.
I hope nothing happens to mine. That sucks. Fiesta ST.
It's a strong possibility.
It'd be a good daily. Oh, yeah. And you could be in that same field as Michael and Marshall now. The Turbo 4 hatch. I still can't believe that Michael did that. It's so unorthodox for him.
Oh yeah.
Why isn't he in chat? The one, I mean, besides the fact he's getting ready to go to Ohio this weekend.
Yeah, he's probably already asleep.
Yeah, he's probably crashed right now, just getting ready for his trip. It's 11:30.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so unorthodox for Michael because I've known Michael since the 8th grade. He has been domestic all the way since the day I met him. The only imports he liked is he liked the Miata briefly. He wanted to get a Miata, and then he realized he couldn't fit in one. He still loves the Audi R8. That's his like ultimate dream car. Kind of like how the Supra is mine. That's the only import besides that the Audi A4. He really likes the Audi A4.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he likes the GTR.
He likes German cars. He liked that 335i.
The 335. He likes Simon's car.
Yeah, he loves most at the Audi lineup.
I think he's a big German guy when it comes to imports. So it was very unorthodox to see.
Of course, he likes Mopars.
Yeah, he's a big Mopar guy. As much as he doesn't like to admit that.
But he loves the Durango. He loves the Charger. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's his taste. So when he was like, yeah, I'm looking at buying there was 2 cars. He was looking at 3. There's 3 he was looking at buying. He almost bought another Taurus, like his last one.
That's what I expect.
Yeah,
I expected a Taurus for a daily.
When he was like, yeah, I'm getting a new daily soon, I was like, yeah, he's probably just going to get another Taurus. He's been missing that car a lot.
I guess they're more expensive.
Yeah. So he looked at one, didn't like it. He looked at a Genesis that was like his, but the interior's better.
Yeah.
His was BK2 Ultimate.
Yeah. Which wasn't actually at the dealership.
Yeah, he showed up. There was a catfish situation. They were like, yeah, we don't have it here.
But check out this car.
And I was like, nope. And then the last car was the Speed 3 he wanted to buy.
I wonder if they had that Genesis there, if he would have bought it.
I feel like he would have, because he loved yours.
Yeah.
He loved your car. So it's completely the opposite of what Michael usually picks. Michael's usually...
You know what he did keep, though?
What?
He kept with the 4-door tradition.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Michael loves his 4 doors.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Michael's always had 4 doors.
He's never had a coupe.
Yeah. The Genesis would have been his first. That would have been real. That'd be the ultimate.
Yeah, that would be the ultimate. Especially if you got like a 2OZ.
Yeah. Oh, man. If you got in the turbo 4-cylinder, the manual, and a coupe, and a foreign car.
Yeah, I would not have expected
That's completely breaking Michael's tradition right there.
That'd be like.
Because, like we've said, Michael's only owned automatic 4-door domestic cars.
Yep.
All of his cars have been domestic automatic 4-door cars. He's owned only 6-cylinders and V8s. He's never owned anything smaller than those two. So we see him pull up today in a Speed 3. We're like, oh. And he loves the thing. I mean,
it punches harder than his other two cars.
But minus the Charger, it punches harder than any car he's ever owned. Minus the Charger.
Yeah. He might disagree. He might think the Taurus might be faster.
Maybe. He did say he got destroyed by him. He tried picking on Speed 3s in the Taurus, and every time he lost.
Really?
So, the Taurus probably had more torque.
Probably.
Mama says she wanted a Jaguar F-Pace. The F-Pace, I don't know.
It's the F-Pace.
It's the SUV that looks like the F-Type.
Oh, I don't know about Jaguars, though.
I'm not that big of a fan of Jaguar, to be honest. I put them up on the tier list a little bit higher than I did like Chrysler and all that, because I do like the XKR, and I like the F-Type, but the rest of the lineup is like...
Yeah.
I've never had a two-wheel drive car. I've only owned two-wheel drive.
Never had a two-wheel drive? Oh. What's your car history?
Northerners.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'd love to make jokes about that, even though pretty much my heritage is the North. Most of my family is from West Virginia.
You know what would be like the worst car to own up north?
A Mustang?
No. S1000.
Oh, yeah.
No traction control.
No traction control.
No ABS.
Your car doesn't have ABS?
No, I don't have ABS.
What?
Yep.
What?
You didn't know that?
No.
If you just don't have anything to keep you alive.
I thought ABS was like federally mandated in like 1997.
I thought it had ABS.
Yikes. That's kind of scary. I don't know if I want an AB1 now.
Yeah.
Scary. If I get one, I
Get
can
some power
use it.
stalls.
Yeah, the power stuff over here. Just like,
Yeah, power stalls are good stuff. I
uh,
want to get some for the Ranger.
oh,
It's
yeah.
going to need to break soon.
Yeah, might as well.
Get some power stalls for the Ranger.
I mean, nothing actually
It's going to be
stopped.
stupid with drum slider.
I always like whenever I see an expedition with them, because I've seen a couple expeditions out this way that have power stops on them. So I'm like, should we sell motors on that? I'm like, it probably helps because most of the Ford SUVs, their brakes suck from the factory.
You drove the Ranger, the Ranger brakes suck.
Yeah, I've driven. I'm like, oh,
It's spongy.
mine aren't that much better. Mine, my
Yours pretty
rotors.
spongy.
Yeah, mine are spongy and the rotors are fried all the way around.
Yeah,
so.
mine are warped in the back, so I like judder real hard when I'm coming to a stop.
Yeah, mine are warped all the way around. All four of my rotors are kind of warped a little bit. My front ones not so much, but the back ones.
Yeah.
He had an '05 Explorer and an '05 Track. Okay, 1997 airbags were mandated, so not ABS, but airbags were. I knew something was federally mandated in 1997. But
Yeah, I don't think ABS was mandated.
until
My car
recently,
does not have ABS.
because I know my truck has it.
AP2s have it.
Yeah, I think I think
So maybe sometimes like 2005 when the AP2 came around,
yeah, maybe that's when they mandated ABS. You know, backup cameras are mandated now.
which is crazy.
Every car has to have a backup camera now.
It's crazy.
We've now entered the era where using your mirrors is just something people don't do. I guess there's just been that many people issues.
I wonder how they're going to put one if they made a new S2000. Where would they put it? Probably in the mirror.
I-
rear view.
What would be cool is if they did like the Volkswagens do, where you like put it reverse and the little HM goes doop, and the camera's right there. Oh, it's so cool with the Volkswagens. It's like, yep, there's your camera. I know the Speed 3. I don't know what the new Speed. The new Speed 3s is hidden like in the. I think it's hidden under the wing. Marshall would know this. If he was here.
His Moss family.
Yeah, he knows a lot more about those than I do.
Yeah, he knows all about those.
I forget where they put the camera on. I know they have the trunk lock on the Speed 3. The second gen is in the taillight.
Really?
He showed me pictures. Check this out. And it was like a little lock right in the taillight. I'm like, what the heck is that doing there? Yeah, my car history is only one car.
Yep.
That's the Sport Track. Won't be too much longer. I'll have my second car at 19. Most people I know, all of my friends really, especially Marshall. I don't know if you know Marshall's car history.
How many cars does he have?
I think he's at like 8 or 9.
Really? He's had more than me.
Because
And he's
he
a lot younger than me.
he flipped them. He flips a lot of cars. He used to flip a lot of cars. He had like an S10 for like a whole like day.
Yeah.
He like flipped a lot of cars. His first Mazda 3 he flipped. He had a 60 flip, and I think he said the longest he's kept a car is a Speed 3. He had a Civic at one point too.
Oh, really?
That was gone. He flipped that. I think he flipped that for the S10. Flipped that and then flipped the 6, and they got a Speed 3. I don't know. You'd have to go.
He
through
just had a
them.
Mazda 6?
Michael's had 5 cars now. 5. Jeep, Taurus, 4. I've had 1. You've had 4, I think. No. Yeah, Mustang, S2000, Ranger, Genesis.
Yep.
Not in that order.
No, not that order.
I don't know. I've lost track of how many cars my dad's had. He's had a lot of cars. Your dad's had a lot of cars too, hasn't he?
Probably well over 100.
Oh, what?
Yeah. He's had a lot of cars.
My dad, he had 73 Bug, 75 Bug, a Brasilia, Carmen Gia. He's a big Volkswagen guy, in case y'all didn't know. He had a 2000 Explorer Sport, which is where the idea for my truck came from.
ABS wasn't mandated until 2012 or 13.
Wow.
That was late.
Most cars had it by like 2003.
Huh. Sheesh.
What was I going to say? Yeah, my dad had a 2000. Okay, so we had 73, 75 Brasilia, Carmen Gia. Had a 88 300ZX. I forgot the 300. He had a Frontier, a 2000 Explorer Sport. I think is the Sport and then the Frontier. He had the Spectre 5, and he's got the Mustang. So he's had 9 cars.
What do you think your dad's next car will be?
GT.
GT Mustang?
He wanted a Wrangler so bad for a little while, and then he got his Mustang, and he's full Mustang guy now.
Really?
He was thinking about saving up and buying the GT 500.
Oh.
But then I was like, yeah, you know they don't make manuals. He's like, never mind, I want the GT. Because my dad drove my dad drove all of his cars minus the Frontier, the Explorer Sport, and the Mustang were manual. Every car he's ever owned has been stick. So
my dad's only owned automatics.
Oh wow.
Yeah, well, not only. He had a couple manuals. Like some of his first early pickups he had were manuals.
Yeah.
But like his sports cars he had like a Trans Am, but it was automatic.
The C4 was automatic.
The C4 was automatic. Yeah, weird. And he had tons of trucks, and those just kind of always automatics.
Yeah. Let's see.
But he did drive a bunch of dump trucks for a living, and those were all sticks.
Yeah. And so my dad, he had his automatic car. He had his automatic sports car, and he's like, yeah, this kind of sucks. So he's ready to get back into a stick car. So interesting he's going with a Mustang as a choice, but he loves his Mustangs. He said the only Chevy he'll drive is a Corvette, and he doesn't really like the Dodges that much.
Because Chevy drives a Corvette?
Yeah.
He wouldn't drive a Camaro?
He does not like Camaros. He's driven one. He didn't like it. He drove my granddad's 5th gen, exactly. And he was like, eh. I want to drive the 5th gen, dude. I want to see if it'll finalize if I like the Camaro or not. Because I sat in a 6th gen ZL1, and I liked it. It was pretty comfy. And I was surprised how well it fit in it. Cause
that's one car I haven't got to drive yet.
The Camaro?
I haven't driven a Camaro yet. I've driven Mustangs.
I can try to work something out with my granddad. Imagine that.
His is automatic, though.
Yeah, I mean, it won't be the exact same, but you'll get a general feeling of what the Camaro feels like to drive.
Yeah, maybe. Might want to go see if I can find somebody who have a manual one.
Yeah. Oh.
Or just gonna go buy one and just find out.
When the Fusion, yeah. When the Fusion came out, ABS was an option, and they came out in 2005. Yeah, I think on the Sport Tracks it was standard. I think all Sport Tracks had it. 'Cause mine has it. Mine's a base.
Ranger has it.
Yeah, the Ranger has it. Yours is like mid tier, I think.
Yeah.
I think yours is an XLT. It just doesn't have the badging anywhere.
I guess I don't know.
I think my dad's Explorer Sport had it too. He had it. The Kia has it, and that was 2005. I mean, the Mustang obviously came out after the regulation started, apparently. So, yeah, my dad said he's done with autos though, and like I said, I'm kind of surprised the Mustang's in his choice. But like I said, it's when it comes to American cars, it's either the Mustang or the Corvette. So
Corvette's more expensive.
A lot more expensive than the GT. I mean, unless you're comparing like 2014 versus a 2019. You get a 14 Corvette and a 19 Mustang, the cost are the same. But if you're wanting a brand new car, Mustang's a lot cheaper. And my dad loves the S550. I've never seen him like a generation of Mustang more than the S550. Of course, he loves his like Fox bodies and stuff. He's not a big fan of the S95.
No,
Let's make that clear.
He didn't like the new Edge.
He didn't really like it that much.
Really?
He likes the 60s ones, of course. Most Mustang people.
He likes the S1000, doesn't he?
Yeah, he loves your car.
Huh.
He loved the Genesis too.
Really?
Layla, my little sister, loved the Genesis. She always commented how nice it looked anytime she saw it. My dad likes pretty much every car you've ever had. My dad liked. I mean, he never saw the Mustang. He probably would agree with you. It probably ran like crap, but he'd be like, yeah, it looks pretty
Oh, you know, like Mustang. I think it was a trash can.
good though. He loved the Genesis.
I wonder how he's gonna let Michael's Mazda speed through.
I sent a picture of my mom, and she liked the car,
Yeah.
and she likes Marshalls. My dad thought it was kind of cool. He just kind of was like, like a happy, not like a. Mine is an XLT premium. I don't a GT 10 speed because they shift well. The 10 speeds are amazing.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah, they got one though.
yeah. You went there.
Sorry.
It is fast though.
650 horsepower. Good stuff.
Yeah. That sounds good. Real good.
And it shifts like you get scooting.
What is funny though is Gavin's.
But why would you do that when you get a stick shift?
I'm still can't believe that Gavin's Mustang outran that 10 speed like last
That's
year.
crazy.
Same blower, same setups on the car.
Jesus Christ, that man shifts about as fast.
Yeah. That's my goal when I get my manual car. I want to learn how to shift as fast as him. I don't know if that.
That's why I want to race Michael right now. If he figures out how to do it, he might beat me.
Oh, if he can shift like Gavin.
I can outshift him. I know I can.
That might be your saving grace. Does that mean?
I only have a couple years on him.
Yeah. I'm not calling them out to be mean here. Michael and Marshall need to learn how to rev match.
Yeah, they do.
I'm not trying to be mean about it. They don't. Neither of them know how to rev match yet. At least I mean maybe Marshall does. Marshall's driven a lot of stick cars, so he may know how to rev match. He just chooses not to. Michael, I think he wants to, and it's his first stick car.
He's had his for a day.
He has. Yeah, I mean, not even that. Not even a full 24 hours yet. So, well,
Marshall, you need to learn how to rev match.
Yeah, and I mean, I want to talk. I don't know how to rev match. I tried it.
Jordan, you need to learn how to rev match. You're the only one who knows how to rev match. Fuck you guys.
That's like I want to talk here because I tried rev matching the Genesis and I haven't.
Yeah, you did that all kinds wrong.
I was like, yeah, I got this.
Yeah, you redline it and then drop the clutch. Rev match.
More like rev line.
Oh,
man, if you guys want to see me fail at driving stick, go back and look up. What's the title? I think I broke his clutch. Me driving a Hayden's old Genesis. It was his official introduction to the channel. And what's funny, if you guys watch that video and then watch his S2000 review we did for Christmas last year, he was wearing the exact same outfit.
It was just a hoodie.
Yeah. So it was kind of a cool throwback to that video. So if you really want, this was like I was trying to get back into stick. I know I'm a lot better now than I did back then. I did stall the Mazda up twice yesterday though. The first time was because I got in it and he left it in gear. Marshall's shifter is a little bit loose in gear, so I thought it was a neutral. So I cranked it, no biggie. So I went to move the seat back and I pushed a little too hard. And my drive is like a very slight incline, so it slid the seat back. So my foot came off the clutch and went. I was like, crap. I was like, what? He's like, I parked it in gear. I was like, I thought it was a neutral. So I pulled my seat back a little bit.
Should have got in and did you get in and wiggle it before you even cranked it?
Yes, I did.
You thought it was a neutral?
Yes, I did.
Did you not try to pull it down and?
No, I thought I would have put it in second gear.
If I've never been in the car before, because I always just expect maybe like loose shifter bushings,
Mm-hmm.
like just old. It happens with older cars.
Yeah.
Luckily, somehow my car hasn't done it yet.
Yeah, your car's just
But
something else.
yeah, I always like try to click it down, and it'll either be like if I think it's a neutral, so okay, I'll click it down, and if it's like really wiggly, it's a neutral. If it's like stopped, it's in second.
Yeah.
Easy way to tell.
Yeah, I guess I just haven't had that kind of experience with manual cars
Yeah,
just
not a
yet.
manual. I've drove tons of manuals, so it's just old habits
Yeah.
to avoid what happened to you.
Yeah.
You launched that junk. Just
Because I mean, it was literally I pulled the lever, and then the seat went one yoink, and my foot went.
that wasn't the baddest case install in my car.
Oh man, I wish I'd been there for that.
Dude, that shit went on for like 10 minutes.
My,
I'd never seen a man make a stall last. Like I was physically older by
Didn't
the
it-
time that stall ended.
Didn't it just continually buck
It
until
just kept bucking. It's like the Genesis was making this horrid sound, like, and then it was like,
just died?
yeah. And then it took it like you know how like usually your starter, you just kind of know how many clicks it takes, and then it fires on.
Mhm.
Just had 2 extra like starter rotations. I'm like, that couldn't have been good for it.
I bet it
And that was
was.
like even struggling to start a little bit. I was like nervous. I was like,
I noticed that a couple of times when I was stalling it that day we filmed that video. I felt so bad that day because I killed your clutch
gee, dude,
and I probably ruined the life of your starter.
not as bad as somebody else.
Oh, you had to go there. Oh. My dad is a big Porsche guy. And how do you rev match? I'll let you take the field on this one. How do you rev match, Aiden?
Okay. So
Explain it in a nutshell for us.
So you're in third. You're cruising at 3,300 RPMs. You want to go down to second. Obviously, putting it in second, it's going to be a high RPM. So when you push in the clutch and you're putting it in second, blip the throttle, and you'll have to learn it. It's car by car. Just kind of like pay attention when you're driving it. When you like put it in second, see what RPMs it hops up to, and then you can just kind of recreate that. You're gonna have to put it in second, have your clutch down, blip the throttle, get it to say about 5,500 RPM, and then you can let go of the clutch nice and smooth. You don't have to like dump it, but you don't have to like go super slow like you're starting out either, and just kind of release it. And then it's just nice and smooth instead of just putting it in second, letting the clutch take that brunt of that engine RPMs, and your transmission spinning at different speeds. Clutch is going to catch all that heat.
It'll get it hot.
It gets it real hot. That's how you get like heat spots.
And you get that ring.
Yeah, and it's a nice bucking feeling. It's not comfortable. When you rev match, you don't even feel the downshift at all.
Yeah, and if you don't have exhaust, you really don't even hear it.
You don't even hear it if it's just like bone stock and quiet.
Yeah, both of his cars, like you could definitely hear it.
Yeah, that's my favorite part about this 2001.
Grandpa.
Yeah, just brum, brum.
And Jenny would be like, Papa.
Yeah, I'd rev matching it and it would pow.
That car was just epic though, because it popped all the time.
Yeah, that's what happens when you buy quality exhausts.
The S2000 doesn't pop very often. Like it still pops a lot, but it's not as much as Jenny.
Well, they're just not as loud. I think it's more frequent.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that's gonna be fun when I get my car. How long do you think it's gonna take me before I can get it down? Like I have pretty good understanding.
I don't know. I think a solid 2-3 days of you driving it.
I think I'll
have
get
it down, no problem.
But my goal is I want to get more practice. I don't want to drive his car because this has got a stage 2 clutch and it would be very hard to learn on. I would love to have Marshall teach me in his car if he was okay with it. I know it's his only car, so I don't expect him to. Especially I'm trying to get rid of it now. Maybe extra motivation to let me try it.
Yeah, if he's not keeping it for a while, let's take a couple shots at it. Might as well.
Yeah. Oh,
I keep my car for a little bit longer, so.
Yeah. I tried to rev match my grandpa's F-150, but it doesn't have a tach. I always thought that was weird. Manual cars that don't have tachs.
Yeah, that must be fun.
Like, how do you know when you need to shift?
I never drove a manual car without a tach. I can't tell you.
It's so weird. You get manual cars without tachs, automatic
Even
cars.
Even that Fairlane had a tach, like a aftermarket gauge that sat on the steering wheel.
Yeah. Speaking of my dad, he sent me a post. I wonder what he sent me. By Beast Cars USA. Probably domestic. Oh, it's that guy that did the car noises with his mouth.
Oh.
You remember that video I showed you?
Yeah.
The Australian dude? So, yeah, the guys who were here early know what I'm getting, what I'm looking to buy, what I'm saving up for.
Yeah.
And pretty much most of the friend group knows. I'm keeping it a secret from the guys I don't see very often, so Kaysen's not going to know until the car shows up.
Yeah.
Until he sees it for the first time, or I post about it when I buy it, obviously. Michael knows what it is. Michael supports it, which I didn't expect, because Michael's never been that big of a fan on the kind of car I'm looking at. I almost said it. Almost did it.
Yeah.
Michael's not usually a fan of the car I'm looking at.
He's in the 4-cylinder squad.
Yeah, that was his argument. I was like, you usually hate when I talk about these kinds of cars. He's like, I'm in the 4-cylinder squad now. I can't really argue.
Yeah, good stuff.
The only thing he really wanted me to do, he really wants me to get a hatch. So that gets some idea. Some of you guys now may have a general idea of what I'm looking at. Because it comes in more than just a hatch.
Monster Speed 3?
No, that'd be interesting. Wow. Imagine that, a sedan version of the Speed 3.
Yep.
The Speed 6 would be, like, unnecessary.
Irrelevant.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's why they only did the Speed 3 in a hatch.
Maybe.
Because the Speed 6 is a thing. Like, yeah, we need a sedan version of it, but Speed 3 would be like...
What about the Protege?
The Protege, I can get it in a wagon.
Oh.
So, it might be a Protege. It could be anything.
Weird.
Yeah, I don't know if I could do it. The Protege is interesting, but it's not necessarily my cup of tea. Jesus is really nice.
Jesus does have a Protege.
But you guys don't know yet. Is it sad that a Challenger's at the same length as my truck? I thought that was so funny, and I parked next to Michael's car for the first time, the Charger.
Yeah. He weighs more than you.
He weighs more than the truck, and he's about the same length.
Yep. Yeah, they're big old cars, dude.
His Taurus, too. His Taurus was longer than the truck.
dude. Challengers and Chargers like clips my car,
Yeah,
and they're about as long as the Ranger.
they're big cars.
Yeah,
That's why I always say if you want a muscle car for a daily, the Challenger is a good car to go with.
yeah.
As much as I don't like Mopars and I don't like the Hemi as much as the LT and the Coyote, they're good daily driver muscle cars. Like,
Yeah.
and the automatic ones. I mean, the automatics are good. They have 4-cylinder mode, all that jazz. So, you can.
Michael gets pretty decent gas mileage in the Charger, doesn't he?
Yeah, he gets pretty good gas
Probably
mileage.
gets better in my 4-cylinder.
Probably gets better than my V6.
Yeah,
It's not hard to do.
It's not hard to do.
The 3.0 and the 4.0 is so bad on gas, and I don't understand why, but they just are. Yeah.
But we
so-
just live in the age of ancient cars, dude.
Yeah, before 4-cylinder mode was a thing, eco mode was a thing.
Oh yeah.
The Equinox has it. I'm like, how can you go much more eco than what it already is? That thing is obscenely good on gas. Like, it's pretty good. It's like
Yeah, my
25
aunt. So
city.
she doesn't. She drives from. Well, let's say it's like over 50 miles a day.
Mhm.
No, like it's over 100 round trip. It's
Mhm.
50 miles one way. And she says she only has to fill up like every week and a half.
Yeah.
Going to work 6 days a week.
My mom drives to Atlanta.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's 30 miles a day. Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
60 miles round trip. I mean, she fills up like every, I think, week and a half, 2 weeks. Mom has got a bit of a lead foot, so
Yeah.
it's just scary that my mom is like more lead footed than I am. We'll be that way for much longer, but I'm kind of scared with that, dude. This might be the car that gets me in trouble.
Maybe if it's loud.
I gotta say earlier, the car I've got, it's gonna have a pretty decent exhaust. It's not gonna be loud, but it's gonna be quality for what it is. Oh. Why didn't Ford just put the Duratec in the Sport Track? The Duratec wasn't a thing yet.
What was Durtec?
The cars, the engines that eventually created the Cyclone. The Cyclone is pretty much part of the Duratec family.
Like the 3.5s?
The 3.5s and the 3.7.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I believe there's a 3.0 version too. The Taurus got. So, yeah, you got screwed. You got the old 3.0.
Yeah. Ford just didn't have any good V6s back then.
They really didn't. Like the Gen 1s in particular, it was pre Duratec. So, well, besides the 4-cylinders.
I don't think there was many really great V6s back then, anyways.
Yeah, I mean, the Pentastar V6 back then was hot garbage. The 4.3 was good. A lot of people built the 4.3 V6s. That's actually, like, if you're going to build an American V6, the 4.3 was, like, the one to go with. Because it was pretty much like the 5.3 Vortec. They just, like... That's really the only difference, really. That's what everyone says. The Duratec V6 was in the Contour. It may have been a different type of Duratec. Because a lot of companies, they tend to reuse the names.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Chevy did it. There was an LT1 and an LT4 and an LT5 and the C4. And now the C7's got LTs. I mean, Dodge has used the Hemi nameplate for who knows how long.
Since the 60s.
Yeah, and the Pentastar, too. The Pentastar was around in the early 2000s. So it may have been a different Duratec before the current Duratec line, which is now the Cyclone, and the EcoBoost line were around. That wouldn't shock me at all if that was the case. What's your thoughts on the Contour? Speaking of SVC Contour,
Not for me.
is it like it's like eh? It's not a car you would drive, but it's not one you like.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't drive it. I don't have. There.
Yeah,
You drive on Cool Beans.
my mom had a Contour at one point. It wasn't an SVT, but it was just an old Contour. It was like,
Yeah, I just don't feel like people who own Contours are like jumping up and down about the fact they own a Contour.
yeah. And they're like, yeah, let's have a Contour only meat, guys. And
There's
everyone's just
probably
like,
a couple people out there that love it.
yeah, it's like Crown Vic people. You never expect Crown Vic people to be as like enthusiastic with their cars. But there's a couple in particular that I follow on Instagram because they're really cool dudes. They are passionate about their Panther chassis. And this one guy in particular, I talked to you briefly. It started off as an argument because Michael it was a Performance Fords page, posted Michael's Taurus, and it was when it had that like 2-step kind of sounding rev limiter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, that's cute, V6. I was like, that V6 could smoke a tooth out though, because the guy had a Crown Vic, so I was like going after him because I was like defensive with my friends back then. I still am now, but I was bad back then about it. And he was like, yeah, V6s aren't bad now. You know, we just got to talking, and he's a really cool dude. He's got a Crown Vic and a Marauder. His Crown Vic is done way the heck up. I mean, he's got RGB all over the place in that thing. And, you know, he swings it all the time. He's got a Marauder in the side. But you never expect the community behind those cars to be as big as they are and passionate about them. Ugh. Yeah, the SVT Contour, I like SVT. They've done some really interesting cars, like the Focus, the Contour, the the SVT Focus was kind of the precursor of the ST. The Lightning, the GT500, the Cobra. I think the Lightning and the Cobra were like they're two heavy hitters. Well, the GT500 too, because they worked on the GT500 until recently. Because SVT isn't a thing anymore.
Yep.
They turned into Ford Performance. I like SVT more. SVT sounded cooler. I don't know why they did that. I personally wouldn't own the Contour. If I'm getting an SVT product, it'll be like a late '90s SHO. If I'm gonna go old, if I'm gonna get the big sedan, like the big sedan SVT cars. But preferably Cobra, Lightning, something like that.
I'm not a big Ford guy.
Yeah, I think a Grand Marquis is a good beginning V8 car. Kinda. I think
isn't that a grandpa car?
Yeah, it's the Mercury. It's the Mercury version of the Mercury version of the Crown Vic. Because there's the Crown Vic, the Grand Marquis, and the Town Car, and the Marauder. There's 4 different flavors of Panther chassis. They're good for people who are wanting bigger cars that don't necessarily have Charger money. And retired police cars are pretty cheap now, like the police cruisers. They're okay. The 2-valve, like I've said before, isn't the greatest motor to start off with. But like I said, the community behind them strong. So there's still mods for them. You can still build a Crown Vic. It's just for me, it wouldn't be my first move for a V8 car. I'd be going like old Mustang, or something like that.
I don't know. If I wasn't ready for a, if for some reason I didn't think I was ready for a V8, I would hop into an imported V6 that would be making more horsepower than the Grand Marquis would be.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
I can see how they could be a good starter V8.
Yeah.
I
don't know. I feel like a Genesis 3.8 would give you even more of a punch.
Yeah. Because the Grand Marquis is a heavy boy.
Yeah, because it's like 260 horsepower compared to 350.
Yeah. Do you think Sport Track would have more respect if the Adrenaline had been what it's going to be? Yes, absolutely. Like I said in the video, I pointed out the Adrenaline in particular because the Adrenaline, the Gen 1 Adrenaline was just a package on the interior. It had a badge and the interior was done up. That was the Adrenaline. The Gen 2 Adrenaline, the concept was like a Lightning that had the exact motor of a Lightning. They're like, yeah, it's going to be this fast, supercharged Explorer. And when the production Adrenaline came out, it was a body kit. It's still more desirable than the standard V8 Gen 2s. There's a reason that Gen 2 Adrenalines are still $20,000 today, besides the all-wheel drive, because the Gen 2s had four-wheel drive, and then the Adrenalines had all-wheel drive options. You can still get a two-wheel drive Adrenaline, but the all-wheel drive is the most desirable one. So usually 2010 3-valve all-wheel drive trucks are the most desirable, and those are the ones that are like $20,000.
I have the 6-speed automatic in that one?
Yeah, they have the 6R60. Okay. So the 2010 was the only model year they got the automatic. They had the 6-speed auto. The only downside, the Gen 1 had a stick option. The Gen 2 didn't. So you get a V8 in the Gen 2, but you don't get the stick. Which is why RC Addict on Instagram, he bought a truck from Schrader Performance, had a Coyote with the MT82 in it. So he's got the only manual Gen 2 in existence. I just didn't have it. It was kind of custom. But yeah, I think the Gen 2 would have gotten a lot more respect, or the Sport Track in general would have got more respect if they'd really made the Adrenaline that performance truck they pretty much concepted it to be. I was in a group.
If I was looking at trucks at that price, I would go Tacoma.
You go Tacoma?
I think so.
Obviously performance trucks, obviously the Adrenaline would be a choice, but yeah, if you're just wanting a reliable truck for that kind of price, a Tacoma's a good way to go.
It just does truck things better.
Yeah.
I think it has a little bit bigger of a bed.
Yeah.
It's still seat. It's still 4-door.
Yeah. I was in a group for Caffeine and Octane a while back, and
the V6s aren't slow either. Sorry to get back on it. But
yeah, Tacomas are good trucks.
I'd like to see it race through though. Kind of curious.
Oh, watch it win. That'd be scary.
That'd be funny.
Oh, I know we can watch that because Poe, before he flipped his truck, did a video of him racing, I think, a 3-valve in his truck.
That's Tacoma?
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow.
So I'll have to go back and watch the video after this. But, yeah, the Adrenaline, if they had just done it right from the beginning, if they'd done that performance truck, that Lightning or GT500, whatever you want to compare it to, truck from the beginning, it would get a lot more respect.
The Gen 2 bed is narrower than the Gen 1?
Yeah, it's narrower than Gen 1, but it's longer. It's like a little bit longer.
Oh, that
like a touch longer. It's not terribly longer, but it's a little bit longer.
Your bed's pretty narrow.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, I think because yours is narrower than mine, right?
I don't think so.
Yours is okay. So
I think it's about the same.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I was in a group in Cafe Not Tan. They were kind of toxic, which is why I left.
Mm-hmm.
And they were posting about hate. There was like some guy was like fed up with all the hate in the group, and I was like, yeah, I don't post in this thing often because I drive an Explorer Sport Track, and I posted a picture of the truck. And the guy would comment, and he was like, yeah, they're not my cup of tea. I'd personally get a Gen 2 Adrenaline or a Lightning. I was like, this guy knows the Adrenaline's a thing. Because the Adrenalines are uncommon. And if you're not a Sport Track guy, you see an Adrenaline, oh, it's a Sport Track in the body.
I didn't know it was a thing until you told me.
Yeah. And I don't see very many of them. There's a red one that I see from time to time here. And there's a silver one I saw out by the school I'm going to once. You don't see a lot of Adrenalines.
Nobody bought them, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, they sold decently, but they're kind of collector's items now with the sport track community. The Gen 1 Adrenalines, too. The Gen 1 Adrenalines are hard to find because they only made them for 2 years. Oh. Yeah, I never knew the Gen 2 was that much, like, narrower than the Gen 1's bed. Makes me really, not really want to get a Gen 1 now, or Gen 2 now. I'm kind of disappointed.
V8 would be nice.
The V8 would be a lot nicer than the V6. But I tell you what, the ones that no one wants are the 4.0 Adrenalines that were 2-wheel drive.
Oh, really?
Just imagine you have the fast looking sport track, but you get the crappy motor and the crappy they're not crappy, but the rear wheel drive.
Yeah.
Like most people want that all wheel drive one.
Oh, I'm sure.
And like it's a 2010 3-valve all wheel drive combination. Those get you some money. And those are the most street truckable ones. If you want to do a street truck build on a sport track, the Adrenaline's like the go-to.
Because the body kit?
Huh?
Because the body kit?
Yeah, it looks more street truck. I see a couple of Adrenaline Gen 2s. I've seen Gen 1 Adrenaline. I've seen more Gen 1 Adrenalines than I have Gen 2s. I've seen, I want to say about 5 or 6 in the last, 3 or 4 months. Gen 1 Adrenalines, and I've seen, 3 Gen 2 Adrenalines ever. Since I started really paying attention for them.
I don't think I've ever noticed one.
Yeah, usually the only time you've seen one is probably when I pointed it out. Because I'm like, oh, Adrenaline. All right, so I guess to close this out, we'll have a fun little conversation. What's your ideal daily driver? Like, if you were to replace the Ranger, what are your top 3 cars you would pick?
In my price range, or just can I shoot for the sky?
I guess you can shoot for the sky. Why not?
Shoot for the sky. For a daily, to replace my old pickup truck.
Yeah.
Might have to choose something fun.
You want to be fun, but you also economy is a thing. Fuel economy is a thing. I know one car in particular is your top right now. Top right now.
Chevy SS.
Really? Okay.
Why not?
I didn't expect that to be on your list, to be honest. I thought it'd be more of a fun
4-door practical.
4-door practical, okay.
That's what I'm gonna go for with my dailies.
There's a specific hatchback that we haven't brought up yet.
Kia Stinger.
Okay. That was a kind of a shocker too. I didn't expect the Stinger.
I like the Kia Stinger a lot. God, this is hard. No, I'm shooting for the sky.
Okay. I guess we'll do both. We'll do your shoot for the sky list, and we'll do your price range list, because then we'll be there.
Yeah. There's so many things. Just which one's the best one?
So I'm guessing with the SS being the list, the Dodges are out of the question.
Yeah.
Because I know you said the Charger was okay, but it wasn't your cup of tea.
Yeah, it's not my thing.
Have you considered getting a 32-valve V8 Mustang, the Mach 1 early Cobra? If they weren't so expensive, the Mach 1s in particular are expensive. The Cobra, again, it's mainly insurance. Insurance is going to eat me alive with those 2 cars. I'm still under 25, so either Mustang would obliterate me. But anyway, what's your third one?
Camaro.
Okay.
Full set. SS or ZL1. Well, I don't care. One LE.
All right. So what's your price range list?
My price range. Fiesta ST. Yeah. Have a little turbo 4-cylinder hatchback action.
Join the group of the Turbo 4s.
Yep. The Accord's nice.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
Daily.
Of the Camry. What do you think about the Camry? Would you just still get the Accord for more?
I think I'd go for the Accord for more with the Camry. Just a Honda fanboy in me.
Yeah. Not a problem.
And man. Genesis Coupe.
Okay. You missed a Genie.
It's a pretty good daily.
Yeah.
Like being a 2-door car, had plenty of trunk space, I never complained.
Mm-hmm.
I could seat 3 people in it. We got Brandon 6'5".
Did he
ass in the back?
Did he have to do the same thing I did, where I'd have to sit like this in the back a little bit?
Oh yeah.
Because that was like the only thing I didn't like. Whenever Michael would stuff me in the back of the Genesis, I'm like, crap. Because I'd be sitting like this with the drive.
Can I change that Accord?
Yeah.
What was that Doug DeMuro video we were watching with the Hyundai?
The which one? The Genesis G90 or the Equus?
The Equus. That one.
The Equus was cool.
The Equus is a nice car, and they're not that expensive.
Yeah, they're really cheap now.
I'd get a pretty small payment on one.
Focus RS. That could be a good one if they weren't $30,000.
Yeah.
Or more than that. LS1 Camaro is a good cheap car. Yeah, it's more the insurance I'm concerned about. I would love to get I would buy the F body. I would probably almost buy the F body over a 2-valve.
Yeah, it's like, do you want the new Edge looks better?
Yeah.
It's just like hands down. The F body's ugly as hell. But LS1 is such a better platform than 2-valve, and if you can't afford a 4-valve, even the 4-valve, I feel like needs a little bit more loving.
Yeah.
To get it going to the LS1, because I'm literally talking heads, cam, you're zooming.
You're gone.
Some gears.
You're cruising.
You're going to be out of there, son.
Yeah.
You're going to need to throw some boost to that 4-valve.
Mm.
And then, then you're going to be rocket. And you're going to have to upgrade some internals, because wasn't the
Cobra had different internals, the Terminator.
So you're going to have to beef up and stuff, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you could run it till it blows up, but
yeah.
I don't know. Heads, cam, LS is actually pretty reliable.
Yeah, pretty much you've got to get the point. That's how Doug DeMuro would open up a Sport Track review. And it's weird. Oh, man.
Would you like to see him review the Sport Track?
Probably not mine.
Not yours, but just one in general.
Just one in general.
The first gen one?
Yeah, this is stock, run-of-the-mill Sport Track, yeah. That'd be interesting to see what he would do.
I'd like to review my car. I wish he would do a Jenny Coupe. I'd watch that.
You need to buy another one. Bring it to him. You just buy another stock one, be like,
yeah.
Here you go.
Yeah, if it was like a 2016 Ultimate, I bet he would do it.
Yeah, fly him out here. Crap,
I've watched his S2000 one like 5 times.
Was that kind of like? Did you watch it before you bought yours?
Yeah.
Was that kind of like one of the things that helped you set you towards that car, or have you just always liked that?
I watched a bunch of videos on like top 10 like 4-cylinders, just top 10 motors in general for like under 15 grand.
And the S2000 was in all of them.
Yeah, it's like best driving car. We watched a video today that said it was number 1 on their list for best driving car under a certain price. What was it, like 10K or something like that?
15.
15. Yeah, it's good stuff.
There was what else was on the list? There was a couple other cars on this one. The Subarus were on that list.
Mm-hmm.
The Miata was like number 2.
Yeah, Miata was number 2.
We were joking around too. We were like, "Yeah, watch this, so that would be number 1." And what was the honorable mention? It was the 944. The 944 was the honorable mention. It was like we were just sitting there. And it was like, "Yeah, watch this 2000 be number 1."
Yep.
Revving to 9,000 RPM. We were both just like, all the. Most likely, yeah, he would review an Adrenaline, no doubt. If he got the chance to review like a 2010 3-valve Adrenaline, he'd be all over it probably because it's like it's the niche truck. Yeah, mine. I don't think you'd want to even get close to. It's just too modified. That dude in blue, on the other hand,
he would do your truck, I think.
He's told me before he would do it.
Yeah.
I talked to him personally. I was like, "Yeah, if you ever want to drive the truck sometime, let me know." He's like, "I'd love to." I was like, I got a little happy there. I found a Rouse Tunes Adrenaline 3-valve. Yeah, the 3-valve motor in the Adrenaline is identical to the Mustang's motor. They literally were just like Mustang motor, truck. So, pretty much the majority of every Mustang mod you can do is also compatible with the Adrenaline. In any 3-valve truck. You can do, like, if you just buy a base 3-valve, like, Sport Track from, like, Gen 2, which are cheap now, by the way. If you guys want to get a Gen 2 V8, now is the time to do it. I saw one go for $9,000 that had like 80,000 miles on it.
Not bad.
I was like, that's cheap, and it was a limited too. It was the top of the line. So if you guys, and I mean, it was
I
too
bet
low.
it's a much nicer interior than the Ranger.
It was so much better than it makes the Gen 1's interior look like freaking like 70s.
Yeah. I hate the interior much about it.
That's been my complaint with mine.
Sucked.
Especially with that effed up headliner sky right
yeah,
now.
I'm glad mine's not.
I hope that your third brake light doesn't break a single
Oh,
time. So you're screwed if it does. Oh, it had like 400. Yeah, that's one thing. That's like been my problem with like the non 4-valve Mustangs. You're not You're non Mach 1s. You're not Cobras. You're Coyotes. The 3-valve and 2-valve, it's not as bad as the 4.0. It takes a little bit more effort to get power out of them though. Like you need blower cams, you need a supercharger or turbo, whatever you want to do to a 2-valve to make over 400 horsepower. The 3-valve, I mean, like a supercharger, which on a Coyote would put it at 600, 700 horsepower, puts like 4.
Yeah.
So it takes a lot more effort to make power out of those motors. You can still do it. You're still able to make 600, 700 horsepower out of those two motors. But it takes a lot more work than a 4-valve like a Cobra Mach 1 or Coyote chassis. I mean, like David says, the Coyote is kind of cheating for a Ford V8. Isn't that LS level of cheating though?
Oh yeah, Ellis is broken.
LS is like what's we're gonna go Pokemon here for a second because that's like one of the only things I know like the meta for very well.
Mm-hmm.
Landor's Theron.
Oh god.
I like that. You know that. That's bad. The LS is a Landor's Theron of engines.
Yeah.
It's broken as balls, and it's kind of common when we go to racing too. just like you know Pokemon tournament.
Oh yeah.
Not okay. So back on top of that.
You won't go to a drag show if you're not seeing LS.
Yeah, and annoyingly LS swap Mustangs. That makes me cringe so much.
I don't want to swap a Fox body.
I'm up. older Ford motors breathe like a guy who smoked 3 packs a day. Yeah.
I don't even know what older Ford motor.
We're talking about the Windsor, we're talking about the Coyote, and not the Coyote, the 2-valve, 3-valve.
Like the really old carb ones.
Oh, the 351 was good.
Jake's dad's Fairlane, like the 289.
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Yeah, the old Ford
It had
V8s.
thrush mufflers on it, and it was loud. It had a cam. Something nasty, dude.
The 289 was good stuff. You know that's actually a 462.
That's a 4.6.
that was awesome. Ford cannot get away from making the displacement identical to their own motors.
Oh yeah, they love 4.6 and 5.0 for some reason.
Even though the original Windsor wasn't even a true 5.0, it was a 4.9.
Nice.
I literally looked it up. Everyone's like, yeah, it's actually a 4.9. I'm like, so they.
It's like the 3.9 in the 3.8 Mustang.
No, yeah, that's actually.
That's
a
so
3.9.
stupid.
That's.
Why did it bump up 0.1 of the displacement?
I don't know, and it didn't really make that much more power.
Yeah, like what was the point of it?
4.6, 4.0, and the 5.4. Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah, they have not been my favorite motors. So, I guess I never did my daily drivers, when I.
Yeah.
So if I'm shooting for the sky, daily driver wise, I want something that can do it all. I want something that if I ever did decide to go redneck and go off roading, I'd like to have something that's capable. But I more want towing capability, comfort, and passing enough to carry a few people. Nothing like I don't want 7-seater cars. I don't want I feel like if I'm shooting for the sky, I think my overkill would be an excursion. That's what I'm saying. Overkill. I doubt I'd ever buy one really, because I could seat a bunch of people. They're not terribly uncomfortable.
Shoot from the sky and you pick an excursion.
It's just
give me an Escalade.
Yeah, that too. I think the only reason I'm picking I'm gonna trade the excursion for the Navigator, because the Navigator's more comfortable and it's not as big, and it can still tow. I always say my tow rig's gonna be a Navigator, because it'll be comfy. Then blow up a week later.
Yeah, well.
And Navigators are so much cheaper than Escalades. There might be a reason behind that. I don't want to know why. But I'd rather get a Navigator than an Expedition. So yeah, Navigator would be one of my first choices, because if I decided to go redneck one day, if I just converted out of nowhere, sold my cars, it'd be comfy and it could still mud bog.
Why would you go mud bogging in a Lincoln?
I don't know. I'm dramatic here. So my next one, I was gonna say Chevy SS, but he already took it because that was gonna be on my list too. So I'm gonna go CTSV.
Shit, that's what I should have said.
Then I would have been forced to say SS.
Switch.
Nope, too late, gone forever.
I want the V.
They're not terribly expensive nowadays. The new ones are. The ones are outrageous. Oh no, they're dead now. So, R.I.P. So yeah, CTSV would be my number two. I would put the ATSV, but I don't like the ATSV as much. It's still cool.
It's still cool. It's maybe my top 15.
Yeah. I want to see the new CT6V though. I want to see if that wins me over. The replacement for the CTS.
Yeah.
With that dual cab V8. That's interesting. I'm so used to hearing the LTs in those cars. I think I might. No, I'm not going to push that. Oh yeah, I am going to make that pick. The Lexus ISF. It's fast, luxurious, sounds amazing, and it's reliable. I mean, it's Toyota.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, and my family is all Lexus when it comes to like comfortable like luxurious imports. So that's like the move is Lexus with us. So yeah, Navigator would be my tow rig all around kind of just do it all vehicle. The CTSV would be my fast one, and then what was my last one? The ISF. So price range.
What can you afford, Jordan?
Nothing. So if I set a cap about 10 grand, I'd be doing. I think no, I can't do the Navigator twice. I'm not going to do that twice because an older Navigator would be on my list. I think it would be. I don't want to take the VSST. That's another one I'd do. I guess I'll do the Speed 3 in because
Best P3.
it'd be towards the
join the
bottom.
club?
It'd be towards the bottom, but it would be one I'd choose because I like the Speed 3s. I prefer the Gen 2 or the Gen 1. That's going to kill Marshall. But I prefer the Gen 2 or the Gen 1. So and it's fairly new. It's not terribly expensive nowadays. It's got better features. It's more reliable, I believe. So the Gen 2 Speed 3.
Did you get one for 10?
Yeah. Okay. I looked at a couple that were like at the time were like 12 and now they're starting to hit around 10.
They're not. We did not say 12, Jordan.
I know, but I'm saying now they're 10.
That was only like a couple months ago.
Ah, you're right. So maybe I've seen a couple Gen 2s at 10.
You said Gen 1s.
Yeah, let's just go Gen 1. 2009. Right before they made the switch.
Alright, 370Z.
Oh, no. No. I like I've said, VQs have never been my thing. If I like VQs, I'd probably put a G37 sedan. But I don't. So I'm not. Crap. What would be another good daily driver for like 10?
Jenny Coupe?
Jenny Coupe would be good. Because like you were saying, they're really practical for coupes.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Genesis Coupe would be a good choice. I'd probably do 2.0 though.
Pretty reliable.
Yeah. Yours never really had too many issues. It was just the alternator.
The alternator went down. Diff was leaking.
So nothing crucial, not terrible. It was just a couple little baby things that were easy to fix. The alternator wasn't, but yeah, I guess I'll duplicate that. I'll make that one exception and do a duplicate with the Genesis. My last one, I have a really hard time choosing because there's a lot of cars I like in that price range that would fit pretty good daily. I think a Gen 2 V8 would be a pretty good option. Be my truck choice because it's still small and ow, Charlie horse in my foot. Ow, that hurts a lot.
Right.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm falling apart right now. I get a Charlie horse in my foot and then voice crack directly after. Oh man. Oh, it sucks right now.
Jeez, it was nasty.
That was a mean one. Yeah, I think Gen 2 V8, I don't have a justification for hauling a lot of stuff around.
Yeah.
So that's why I like the sport tracks. They fit me pretty okay for trucks. I don't haul a lot of stuff. The biggest thing my Gen 1's hauled is a piano. I don't know how it did it, but it did.
Weird.
I wish I'd seen it because I think I was with you that night when they did that. So yeah, I think my price range ones would be. I forgot what I said the first one. Yeah, Gen 2 speed or Gen 1 speed 3 because Gen 2 is a little too expensive. Jenny Coupe and the Gen 2 Adrenaline. Not Gen 2 Adrenaline. The Gen 2 V8. Yeah, that's my ideal daily drivers.
Not bad.
So, all right, $10,000, fun car you'd buy.
I just had 10 grand. I want to go buy a car. I keep my current garage.
Sure.
Okay.
That's 2000 the Ranger's still around, but you have space to add a third car. It could be any car you want for 10. You get a truck, get a fun car.
Could I do this? Could I? Okay. I get a scratch off $10,000. Can I sell the Ranger?
Yeah.
And say I can get 8 KBB'd for like $7,900.
Mm-hmm.
Say I get, we'll just round up for 8, easy.
Mm-hmm.
So I have $18,000 to spend.
Yes, it's fine.
Camaro.
The J Camaro?
Yeah.
Fair choice. I think mine for 10, it'd be between the Mach 1, because that's Mach 1 range is about 10. Most Mach 1s I've seen hover around 8 to 9 to 10. Mm-hmm. Some even more. Mainly, I'm not just a Mach 1. We'll put any 4-valve Mustang in there. So Cobra and Mach 1. 9901 Cobra and Mach 1. Genesis Coupe would be a good option.
It would be a good option.
It'd be a hard choice for me because I love the Mach 1 and the Cobra a lot. I mean, I have a bunch of Ford shirts and a Cobra shirt for a reason. But the Genesis Coupe, something about that car. It's
so good.
It's so good. And I didn't think I'd love a Hyundai until I drove the Genesis. A little bit I drove it. And
sounds so good for V6.
It's the best sounding import V6. I don't even argue best sounding V6 ever.
Sounds great.
A lot of people like VQ sounds the best. I prefer the Genesis way over the VQ sounds. Mm-hmm. There's just I can't nothing beats it to me. And it may sound biased because of his car, but I've listened to a lot of import V6s, but the Genesis just wins.
We go to a lot of car shows.
Mm-hmm. We do. We go to a lot of car shows, so we hear a lot.
I've heard a lot of V6s in my day with a bunch of different exhausts.
Mm-hmm. We've heard a lot of V6 Mustangs.
Oh yeah, they never sound the best.
There's a couple exhaust tips with 3.7s I like, and the 4.0. There's one exhaust tip with the 4 I like, but that's
I've never found an exhaust I like for 3.8.
Yeah, 3.8 is just that one oddball Mustang. I haven't found an exhaust I like yet. Because some of them still, some of them just sound too push roddy. Some of them.
I don't like the sound of the Ranger 3.0.
Yeah.
At all.
Sounds too similar to the 3.8.
Yeah. I don't like the way the Pentastar sounds.
Yeah, and the Pentastar just
sounds
odd.
I'm not a VQ guy.
Yeah, the Pentastar sounds too much like a VQ. Like people say the 3.7 sounds like a VQ, the Pentastar sounds even more like a VQ.
What else? What other V6s are actually good that's out there right
now? The Chevy ones have a lot of modability.
Do they?
But it's no one does it. The LS is the thing. Shoot, there's not really any other good V6.
Nobody makes a real good performance V6 right now, unless that's Audi or something. We're not thinking.
Audi kills it right now. The V6s.
Yeah.
Oh man, there's another one.
I'm not a German guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I know American and Japanese.
Okay, so the 4.0 sounds so deep. Yeah, the 4 is a very deep sounding V6. I prefer the 4.0 sound to the 3.7 if I'm honest. If you had $1,000, what car would you buy?
$1,000?
$1,000.
You don't get nothing.
Well, there's one car. I mean, there's one I'm looking at. That, the crap ones fall in that range. Some good ones fall a little bit higher, but it gives another idea.
It's a hard question to answer because I have $1,000 I could spend on a car, and I just don't because I don't want anything for $1,000.
You could get a lot of crappy old trucks for that. Like you could get a wrecked C10, not wrecked C10, wrecked S10. You can get a Ranger with a blown transmission for that.
I don't want that. I don't want that sitting out in my yard. I have a Durango that's dilapidated in the woods behind a trailer. Yeah, the trailer has good.
I forgot about that. I every time I'm here, I just see the trailer. I don't ever look behind it.
Yeah, since summer hit, nobody even sees it back there. The trailer just blocks it.
Where do I go?
Don't you love the style? Nice and trashy.
Yeah, that's hard. Because I feel like if I say the car that I would pick for $1,000, it gives away what I'm saving for.
Hold on. I'll just say Integra.
Close.
That's mine.
I'd agree. I could go. I would say Integra too.
I like Integras.
Just the hype I'm actually getting.
Yeah, I like Integra.
Yeah, Integra would be good.
I don't know anything else that's good.
Yeah.
3000 GT.
We're talking about the single cam ones.
Yeah. There's that one for 1900. It's not 1,000, but
yeah,
you can scrounge up $900. Not hard. You can suck a couple dicks.
I don't know if I want to stay here anymore.
She'll be alright.
Mom can pick me up. I'm scared.
Well, she's in Boston.
Oh yeah, that's right. God Oh man, yeah, grand. That's a good question. It's mainly there's only one brand of cars that falls in that price range. You
They
get
still
some
run. You get a neon.
a non SRT4 Neon. That'd be
It will not be an SRT4, but it'll be a neon.
the world's slowest thing ever.
Yeah, it'll be the dumpster of a car. But,
Be a junky Neon.
you get some clapped out Rangers for that, I think.
A lot of Rangers I've seen. When I was dating my last girlfriend, she wanted a truck like mine. She wanted identical sports car. She wanted a blue one with the same lights and everything I had on it, just because she wanted to like pull pranks on my parents with it for some reason. I joked around with her. I was like, "Yeah, we can just get a Ranger," and she was like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah, they're pretty cheap." I went on Craigslist today. I found like 5 or 6 Rangers that were like within $500 to $1,000.
It's crazy.
There's one that looked at that was like a 2004. No, it wasn't. It's 2001.
Dude, are there any first gen sport tracks that go for about $1,000
I've seen some.
that are like pretty clapped out?
Most of the time, the bodies are okay shape. It's usually transmissions are blown or timing chains are going bad. That's when they sell for $1,000. Unless you have a Gen 1 4x4, those things will still grab 3 or 4 with a blown transmission on for some reason. Wow. I don't know what is with the Gen 1 4x4s. They hold their value.
People just want for the four-wheel drive parts?
Yeah. It's like Wranglers. You know how Wranglers are, where they just for some reason hold their value?
Yeah.
Gen 1 4x4s are the same. I don't know. I think
That's
it's
an
just
expensive car to build.
Wranglers?
Wranglers?
I've never been a Jeep guy. I never will. They're just, they just don't fit my idea of what I would build personally. I respect the guys who do it because it's an expensive hobby to get into, and it's the kind of car that takes patience to work on. Yeah. I mean, you pretty much accept you buy a Wrangler, you're not going fast.
Yeah.
Because the motors are never capable of it, except the old ones. The old CJs were capable of it, the V8s. Oh. I got mine for $3. Yeah, some people are lucky and get their Gen 1 4-wheel drives for cheap, but most people I've seen, most dealerships I've seen will hold on to it for like 6 or 7, 9 grand. When I was looking, there was a Gen 1 Adrenaline. There was not a Gen 1 Adrenaline. It was a Gen 1 4x4. They wanted 10 grand for it at the exact same miles mine has. Like, yeah, $10,000. My mom was like, I almost want to work at that dealership too.
Really? Is it the one that wanted a detailer?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm not that great at detailing cars though, so that's why I didn't do it. But yeah. So hopefully, I'll be able to introduce the new car to you guys in a couple months. I've pretty much got the model I want picked out. I don't know what's been model. I don't know what's been with my voice today. I've been voice cracking like crazy the last like 5 or 6 hours. It's been ridiculous. I don't know if I've just talked too much and it's just worn me out or what. It's bad when you talk too much and you lose your voice. I can't wait to bring that to you guys in a couple months. It's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be a whole new experience of the channel. It's gonna hopefully bring in a lot more people. I feel like I'm not making this move just for views or anything. It's something I've been wanting for years. I mean, Hayden can attest. I've talked about this for years, trying to get a car like this. So I'm excited to bring to you guys. Like I said, there's a lot of planning that's gonna have to go into it to make it happen. There's a lot of stuff I need to take care of to make sure that everything goes smoothly. There's a lot of considerations. I mean, I know you guys want to see a Mustang on the channel, and I want to really bad. But the problem is insurance. I'm 19. You know, even my clean record, just being a teenager, having a late teenager, I guess you could say. Insurance is just gonna kill me. I'm gonna be paying the insurance on this car. It's not a truck. I've been lucky. My parents have paid the insurance on my truck since I got it. This car, not so much. So I have to take care of the insurance on this car. So obviously that's gonna be the problem. I need to get a car that is affordable in insurance. So unless I can get a steal on insurance for a Mustang, it's not. I can't get one. And I could buy the car, but I couldn't afford.
Let's say, would you save up the extra? What it would be like $4,000 if you could get like a 2-valve. If insurance was only like $190 a month.
I just don't think it's that cheap.
Yeah, probably not. But
if I could find a way to justify
if your parents put your mom as the primary driver of it.
Yeah, maybe then it would be that cheap. But it would I don't know. I thought about that, but then what am I going to do when that $4,000 runs out? I don't know, maybe just save up and continue saving or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I could do that just to help me kick started, but I don't know. That'd be close to like $9,000 to get a good two valve and be able to afford the insurance on
I
it.
don't know. We saw that one for 5,500.
Yeah. So I don't know. There's a lot of planning I have to do. I pretty much already picked out a car that I'm pretty dead set on. Unless like I said, I can get a steal of a deal on insurance for a Mustang. So that's pretty much the only way it's going to happen at this point to get a Mustang. As much as I'd love to have one, or any sort of V8 muscle car, until I can get more money flow in. I can buy. I can who knows? Maybe I'll use this car as just a stepping stone. I really don't want to do that. I don't want to be the kind that goes one car to the next. I don't know. I really just don't know yet. But this car I'm looking at is going to be my power build. I've wanted a high horsepower car for years. The truck just isn't capable of producing the numbers I want, so that's why I'm doing this. The car I'm looking at, I've almost got my mind set on. Inexpensive, and it's capable of 600 plus horsepower. I don't want an 1,000 horsepower car. I don't want that much horsepower. I want a car that can run solid 11s or 10s. Just something that I can still street drive. I don't want to be like, Gavin's Mustang is kind of like, you can still street it, but it's not as streetable. So I don't want that level. I don't want to go that far with the car. I want it to be something I can keep the back seats in. I can keep, I can put buckets up front, keep the back seats in it, so I can take people on rides in it, put a cage in it, have something that I can drive on a track safely, without killing myself in it. And, have the horsepower to compete with some monsters of cars. Something that won't beat up on it, that can handle.
We'd be spanking GTRs.
I don't know about that. I love to handle. I'd love to be around, like, be able to handle like muscle cars. I'd love to be able to be like a Camaro in it, or a Corvette, or a Mustang.
Being a 550 in it, would you be pretty happy?
I'd be actually kind of I'd like.
What if you beat Nemesis car?
Oh, I don't think I could beat Nemesis. That car's too fast. I think even with the car's power to weight ratio I'm looking at, I don't think it would be able to handle Nemesis car. I think Nemesis car will just still just like.
Was he making like 750 or something like that?
I think it's like 7. It's almost 800 now.
He's making 600.
800. Oh, if I'm making 600. Yeah, it'll be all about that power. That power to weight's gonna have to really come into work when that.
He's a manual too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Driver mode.
We'll have to see.
You have to get a dog box.
A dog box. That'd be scary. No clutch status. So we'll see. We'll see what time takes us. We'll see. We'll see when the time comes and I have the money, because like I said, I've got this car picked out already. What I want to save up for, because, like I said, the car picked out is cheap. I about said it. The car picked out is like really good on insurance, and it's really good on gas, because, like I said, if I don't live on campus for school, it's an hour drive there and back. So I need a car with better gas mileage anyway. And it's not going to replace the truck, so I'm still going to drive the truck to school sometimes. But this car will take the stress off it a little bit, so I'm not filling it up as often. Yeah. Because unless I just move back to the 87 tune, which will still cost a good bit to fill it. It's expensive to fill the truck up, so I'd like to. It would just work out well. I'd have a backup in case the truck broke, which has been doing a lot lately.
We probably get like 30 miles a gallon.
Yeah, without a turbo kit. So, I guess it's about that time, Aiden. Do you have anything else you want to add before you walk out? All right, guys. So, hope you guys enjoy this live stream. I'm probably going to wind up leaving it unlisted, but thank you guys for tuning in. We'll talk more about the new car as the time comes closer to it. I'll probably do like a fun little thing on Instagram when the time comes and the cars are around ready to get picked up. We'll just do like a little thing on Instagram. I'll put like questions. What do you think about import or domestic? Do you think I've got 4, 6, or 8 cylinders? Manual, automatic, that kind of deal. So we'll do something like that around the time the car comes in. So, well, I said, hope you guys enjoy the stream. This is one of the longer streams we've done. So, if you guys enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe and all that crap, because we got some cool videos coming this week. The S2000 is making his triumphant return. We're going to do a POV video of Marshall and his car this week as well. Or tomorrow. We're filming it tomorrow, so it'll be Monday's video. Hayden's car will be Wednesday's video. Or no. Yeah, I'll do a POV video in the Mustang Tuesday, or Monday, because I had to take it to the shop. That'll be up on Wednesday. And then we'll be taking the S2000 on Tuesday, which will be Friday's video. So, All said, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Go follow Hayden on Instagram, Practice_Truth. And yeah, we'll catch you guys next time. Hope you all have a fantastic rest of the night and a fantastic weekend. Fantastic weekend.